Okay, we live, mother. Countdown starting.
I don't know what that means exactly.
The 3 minute countdown.
And what is that doing?
Just giving everybody a chance to come in.
Not protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert. To whack vibes that came first.
Peace in your mind, peace in your soul, peace in your home. Keeping it real enough to grow. That's how you know. You raising your vibration. That's how you know. Yeah, you raising your vibration.
Transfiguration, out of stagnation. She remembered who she was. That's a daily affirmation. Don't be mistaken. You're still evolving and amazing. Rebirth and genesis, just like a chrysalis. Journey in grace, protecting your space. Trust your intuition. In the liminal space, your ancestors been waiting. Your higher self been praying day by day. Keep raising your vibration.
Well, first of all, you know, girl, you done made me sit up now.
You speechless? Why you speechless?
I just say because it's like I'm like with a celebrity couple right now. Like,
Oh my God! Get out of here, man. Get out.
Now protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert. To whack vibes that came first.
Hey, mama.
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm better now.
Why you say that?
I didn't choke.
Huh?
Yeah, I didn't choke. I could have choked. I was eating a piece of steak and it wasn't cooked right. And I chewed it like like maybe 50 times. I think maybe 50 times I tried to chew it. And after that I just swallowed it.
That mean it was well done.
And that's something to think about because, like, for example, I don't want my food to not be well done. Like, I don't want to see any pink in it or anything, but I think that was, well, I don't even know if that was cooked well done. I don't know, but we're gonna do a redo this weekend. We're gonna make it over this weekend because
Really?
I had some of it on Sunday night. I think that was no Saturday night. I think it was Saturday. It was delicious, and we didn't cook all of it. So the next day we cooked some of it, and so yeah, I was chewing it. But yeah, I'm thinking I don't want my food to be. I want it to be well done, but I don't. I don't want to chew that long again. How about that?
Well, yeah, I think I've been used to if I do get steak, I've been doing what Chris do when he gets his medium well, and it tastes way better. It's
But it's
so
still
much
pink in there, right?
huh?
There's still a little bit of pink in there, right?
Just a little bit,
Well, you're brave.
but it be fine. It tastes hey, it's easier to chew. After I
Oh,
lost that tooth chewing that other one, I said never again.
well, you know what that makes me think about, right? Is macaroni and cheese. See, I can have that. I can have that because I could chew. That looks so delicious. I could chew that maybe 5 times, and I think I would be good. That looked really good.
Really? Did you know you're supposed to chew your food a certain amount of times before swallowing?
I've heard that. I heard it was 20 times or something. Well, if that's the case, then I don't know how true that is because I chewed that steak at least 50 times, and I cut it in little bite-sized pieces too.
Oh, that steak was just overcooked and dried out, mother.
It wasn't overcooking. It wasn't dried out. I don't know what.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't overcooked. It wasn't dried out. It still had juice and everything in it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was the type of steak either, but we're gonna get a retake. That's all.
Okay then. Okay. How was
And
your
you know
day
why I don't
today?
like to see? Huh?
How was your day today?
Oh, it was good. Beautiful. Thank you for asking. How was your day?
It was good. I had a good day. Went to the
Good.
grocery store, and that's always a fun day.
I bet, right? Do you
Yes.
go to some days I have to go to one store and then some days I have to go to multiple stores.
Today was a day I definitely had to go to multiple stores. I went to Walmart, I went to Aldi's, and I went to Fresh Time.
Fresh time. I think that's someplace Destiny's gone before. And you know what? That reminds me. That makes me think too about like different stores. So I'm gonna give you a prime example. It could be the same brand but higher at a different store, and sometimes more than 50 cent higher.
Yes, I know, right?
And so that's why I have to go to multiple stores. So like some stores I'll get produce from, some stores I'll get meat from, some stores I'll get like my generic stuff from, some stuff I'll get from another store. But like generic stuff, some stuff I can't do generic. Like sugar. I don't know if I could do generic because you have to. It seems like you got to use extra sugar.
Really?
Uh, it seems like it sometimes, but like seasoning, I don't mind seasoning being generic because by the time I mix all my stuff together, it still tastes fire. Or like maybe some aluminum foil. Some aluminum foil I can't do generic because especially when I go grocery shopping, I have to do the meat. You want a thick aluminum foil so you don't have to worry about freezer burn and stuff like that. The thin aluminum foil, you're trying to use it, and if it rips, then
It's ripped,
I can't do that
and then you end up using extra.
because you got to wrap over it two
Yeah,
or
I
three
know.
times, so you could have just got it one. Yeah,
Right, right. Okay then. Oh well, here we are. Three. This is our third episode.
hallelujah! Thank you, God. Thank you, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, of course. And so today we are just doing our open panel and discussion. We're gonna go over some new words and their meanings, and maybe a little review of the importance of words, and then we're just gonna go over a couple topics. I did invite several people, maybe 4 or 5 people. I did invite to join the panel ahead of time, so
Oh,
maybe we'll see if they have time. I know a few of them were busy, and some said they would join, so we'll see how it goes. I
oh,
told
that is
them,
so cool.
I
I
know, right?
appreciate that. I'm going to send you a list of people to invite too.
Really?
Now, some people, uh, a couple of people come to mind that I don't know what's going to come out of their mouths. Like they curse a lot.
You said like what?
Like they curse a lot, and they don't use the nice curse words like the ones you use, like HELL hockey sticks. They use the real hard curse words. So it depends on who
The
it is.
ones that you use. No?
I think I've gotten better.
Really?
Yeah, and it depends on who I'm talking to that make those hard ones come out. The hard ones that you say with everything. It depends on who I'm talking to as well. And see, there's a couple of people in mind that make me use those hard words.
Really? I
Hmm.
think I know.
You do?
Is it UM
You is that
abbreviation?
is that their name?
That's what you call them.
Yeah, he's one.
And AG?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who else. Oh,
You
Destiny said
good.
yes. LOL. She must know who we talking about.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that shows you that you know who they are because they bring out that hard side, like that not hard side. I don't have a hard side, but those hard words.
Really?
But I have gotten better with cursing. I was slowed down a whole lot. I've tried to use other words to emphasize what I'm trying to say. And if I'm getting upset or something, and no, see, I can't say that because it don't even be upset. Sometimes it depends on who I'm talking to, that I'll just blurt the word out like this, like something like that.
Destiny says it's okay. We all know.
Oh,
Thanks
okay.
for
So,
thanks for joining, tuning
can you tell her
in,
I said hello?
Destiny. Huh?
Can you tell her I said hello?
She could hear you. She in the comments.
Hey,
She's
Des.
watching.
Or do I have to type it in?
No, you don't have to type it. She could hear you. Hopefully, she'll come in and join us for a little bit for our open discussion and panel. Uh, almost everyone I asked said, "What are the topics?" And I'm like, "We don't have any topics. So if you have a topic that you want to come on and talk about, feel free. If you just want to come on and share some good news, feel free. If you want to come on and share how your day is going, feel free." Otherwise, in the meantime, we're just gonna go over some words and the definitions and maybe do a few of mom conversation starters. And yeah, so
I like
it'll all be. You said what?
I like those.
Me too. It'll be great if you guys can like and share when you come in, and if you could also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I forgot to get the link to yours again.
Mm.
OMG. Destiny, you should post a link to Mom's YouTube in the comments if you're still on here and can. That would be great. You would just have to go to her YouTube page and then push them three dots at the top and then push share and then push copy link and then post it in the comments.
And, and,
Okay.
and what? The next time I'll be able to send you some names and you can invite them for me.
Yeah, or next time I could give you the link like a day before, and then you could give people the link and tell them we'll be on live tomorrow. And if you want to come on, then they can have the link already.
I appreciate that. This is going to teach me how to be tech savvy. I'm getting a better time, show.
I know. What does your shirt say?
Can you see it?
Strength is beautiful. Oh, that is a great phrase, straight or a great message. Strength is beautiful,
And you know what? That is so true too, isn't it?
right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
your beads just fall off?
These are so little; they're not going nowhere. This is the big one. I'm using different spacers on them. I hope Destiny likes this.
Really?
Mhm.
That is pretty. I like it. I see that look like a holographic circle. Give me 1 second.
What you making?
Make sure you guys are liking and sharing.
I can't hear you.
I said make sure you guys are liking and sharing.
Huh?
You wanna come
Yeah, me too. Hold on. I think I got a knot. Hold on.
on? Okay. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Okay, so I guess this is just a little, not really a topic, but I saw a post today and it was talking about bonnets in public. What do you think about wearing bonnets in public? Is that something that you feel like it's okay, or is it something you feel like no, you should never wear your bonnet in public?
I say it depends because it just happened to me the other day, a couple of times. So I was in my room, and you know how I said I have the prettiest view from my bedroom window, and sometimes when the sun is setting, um, it doesn't even have to be the sun setting, but the sky is such a pretty color. Sometimes I can see a rainbow from my window. The other morning it was like a pinkish orange color. So sometimes I run outside. So I was already getting ready for bed. So it was like 8:36, 8:40 ish, and I saw the sun like I saw the sky like that. So I ran outside, and when I went outside, I had to keep going because I wanted to see the whole sky and the whole surrounding, and I had the bonnet on the whole time. But it happens. I don't think
Oh
it's
yeah. I
no.
don't like you were outside in that case and walking around, so I don't know if I really say that one. Like, what about in the store?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this respectfully in the store because I seen it where people had on a bonnet, pajamas, the pajama pants, and some Crocs on. And you know what? If that's on them, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm gonna let them do them, and if that's what they need to do or what they want to do, that's on them. I just don't know if it's all from me at that time, but it depends. It could be like if Walmart was open, like it used to be 24/7. Would I do it then? Possibly, especially when it's like the holiday time. So that
Really?
yeah, that's possible. Um, I used to wear scarves back in the day before, but matter of fact, that was me and Tasha. Me and Tasha had a conversation about this. This was years ago because I used to wear, and I could tie the hell out of a scarf. I could tie the scarf, it looked so pretty. And Tasha put on the bonnet. And
Really?
we had a conversation about that. And yeah, because I'm like, the scarf was better, and she thought the bonnet was better. Now look, the bonnet is here.
I know, right? Oh, and
Yeah.
that make me think of something. So I can say that um I could say that I feel the same about a scarf because I wear my scarf I ain't gonna say all the time, but I wear my scarf like this is one of my favorite scarves. And so if have on a color that matches the scarf like blue, black, white or something, I will take it and I will go like this, and then I will take it like this,
Yup, tie
and
the
I
hell
will take
out
it like this, and I will take it like this, and I will wear something like that. So does that count?
that counts. That's a cute scarf. That counts. That counts. But see, a bonnet, some of the, well, look at y'all. Look at your daughter. Look at Salima daughter. Look at
I
Khalid.
know, right?
They got those
Yeah.
little headbands with the bows on them. And now I don't know how I feel about those because they make them look like they've been here before.
Uh, Tar says, or SK Hendo says, let people do what they want. If it ain't like they are being inappropriate.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Destiny says, I think there's a time and place, not that big a deal.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, then. So she's probably saying something like, yeah, if you going to a store making a quick run, okay, but maybe not to a fancy restaurant, of course.
Well, one
Or
time me and out and I saw a guy and he had on some colorful. Remember the time we saw that man with those Crocs on, and they looked like they were for. I don't know. So I need to, I guess, watch the way I say it. But I would have pictured a lady wearing the type of Crocs that he had on more than a guy. And Todd said, well, maybe he just had to run up to the store right quick. He just threw those on. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But again, Tanya, stay in your own lane.
I think it's so, but I know what you're saying, stay in your own lane. But I think it's okay to have an opinion as long as you're not being
And
disrespectful.
ask for it either. So
That's something to keep in mind, right?
for it, what?
That's something to keep in mind, right?
Yeah, they didn't ask for it. So, cause he didn't come up to me and say, "Hey, ma'am, what do you think about these Crocs?" I guess I know he didn't say that. So,
But you didn't go tell him either. Like, I don't think that.
yeah, you're right.
So I think that takes me to that sometimes we might be thinking something in our head with many different situations, and sometimes that doesn't mean that you have to say those things. So
Right,
you can think all you want, because a lot of times, so I'll just say, yeah, you might be thinking it, but that don't mean you got to say it.
I agree.
I agree. I
I
think I think that also applies to social media. You don't like what you see somebody saying, either you can state your opinion respectfully or you could just keep it moving. Cause you might be thinking something, but that don't mean you have to say anything.
correct. I agree with that. And be mindful how we and see it goes back to the conversation, to the words, and treat people the way you want to be treated. So if you don't want nobody saying nothing mean to you, then don't say nothing mean to nobody else.
That is very true. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Do you feel like that applies in all situations?
I agree that applies in all situations. There's not a situation that I don't know if it doesn't apply to, but I haven't come across all situations, but I believe strongly in that. And I do believe that if we did all treat people the way we wanted to be treated, I do think we would be on our path to really living better lives as and with each other. Because there's so much
Mm,
division.
okay.
That just-
I like that. I like that. I was gonna say, hold on, because Messiah is go-
Sunny side up eggs, sunny side, or scramble, or omelet. I can't wait to make mine. I can't wait to make my breakfast in the morning. It's going to be scrambled eggs. So I'm going to dice up some salami with some scrambled with some what's mustard cheese. I just learned about mustard cheese. Todd just introduced me to that, and some eggs and some salsa. That's going to be my breakfast. And if I wouldn't have ate that tough ass steak tonight, it could have been my. It could have. I could have. I probably should have ate that. I can't hear you, beautiful.
you know what we talked about yesterday, right? When we was talking about the doctor and all of those things.
Hmm.
Now you had some steak tonight, like
Oh,
tonight.
hold on. That doesn't count because it was only about. It wasn't a piece bigger than this,
Okay.
and I
And
cut
you breaking your fast in the morning. Breakfast, you breaking your fast with some salami. That's
why
pork.
did fasting.
Because you going throughout the night sleeping, so your body's fasting basically because you're not eating. And then when you wake up, you're having breakfast, you're breaking your fast. And so remember when you said you don't eat a lot,
Mhm.
but when you do eat, you got to make sure you're
And-
paying attention.
yeah, and I don't eat it every day. This would just be because I this like yeah I don't eat it every day. I haven't had this in a minute, so I'm
Okay then. So I
enjoy
guess
it.
that's something too, just for everybody or anybody. When you go to sleep at night, your body is healing itself from all that it's been through the day before, digesting food, um, getting rid of whatever it needs to get rid of. And then when you wake up, you are breaking your fast by having breakfast. So you definitely want to make sure you put in something in your body that's going to give you energy, because that's going to set the tone for the day, basically.
I appreciate that because that's why I don't like sometimes eating lunch. Well, let me rephrase that, because a lot of times for lunch I do eat okay. But if I should, like if somebody say, well, I'm going here for lunch, I'm going to most likely participate. And if I participate, I'm going to do something that I really probably shouldn't have. And so I don't do it often. But then sometimes it'll be so deep that when I get finished with it, I'll be ready to take a nap. So that's something that
Really?
yeah, like French
Do
fries,
you do
chicken.
you know that they say that when you eat and your body gets sleepy, it's basically like your body is slowly shutting down because the food
It's
was
so
a lot. And I'm like, well, that's like everything I eat.
why it's good that we recognize it so we could make a change in it. So yeah.
Cause
So
man, let me tell you, some Indian food, man, I'm
you get
knocked out like, huh?
sleepy afterwards.
Yes. I
That's
don't
all.
know if it's
It's the dough. No, no, you said Indian food. I was thinking about African food.
and African food too. I think it's all the spices and stuff, just all
Those
those they
burn and
you,
like they
you
use
said what?
some of the spices should burn. Well,
To
not burn,
burn?
like burn off stuff like
Oh,
turmeric,
okay.
stuff like that. So I don't know if it's the spices. I don't know. I don't. I haven't had that. I don't eat curry. I don't eat goat. That's why I was telling
Do you
them.
guys like curry goat? If you like curry goat, put a one in the comments. If you never had it, put a two.
What's a good source of protein, Destiny?
Yes, definitely. What's a good source of
You know,
protein?
healthy eater. She's a real healthy eater. I know one time I told her, I forgot what I was, how she asked me what I was making. And I said neck bones and rice. She said, neck bones? I'm not eating a neck bone of an animal. I'm not eating neck bone since then.
She said a good source of protein for breakfast, for your breakfast.
A smoothie.
Uh,
That's good.
SK Hendo says, I do like Indian food. I know he likes Indian food. Also, guys, I put the link in the comments if you want to come on and join us for an open discussion and panel. Come on, guys, let's participate. Step outside the box and do something that you're not used to doing. That always make you feel good. I know that when I first started going live, like I said, I wanted to work on my vocabulary, better my communication skills, be able to converse a little better. And so, but I was so nervous to go live. But for some reason, when I'm very nervous to do something, that make me really want to do it. Because then when I do it, I'll be like, oh, yes, I did it.
We need to all get ourselves that button, that red button that says, that was easy.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool, right?
And so back to you a little bit, because when you did your first fire talk and you would be in the beginning, you'd be dancing, and I never would I never would have thought you were nervous or anything. My
And
baby,
guess what? And then Chris walked in the room and grabbed my arm. He said, that's enough now. He said, you're doing too much now. And when I watched it back, I was like, yeah, calm down, calm down. That was funny. That was funny because I do remember that. I do remember that. Guys, I posted the link. If you guys see it, it's in the comments. It says StreamYard. Go ahead and click on that. You can comment on. You don't have to have your camera on. You can mute yourself when needed. You could just be up here, hop in a conversation when you want. You don't have to stay on. The StreamYard makes it very easy for you to come in and out the studio as you please. So you might just have something to say, or you may be cooking or something, don't want to be on camera. You could turn your camera off. You could turn your mic off when needed. Just want to let you guys know that. Destiny says you can use turkey for a better meat option, but regardless, that's a good protein for her to fuel and have energy for her day.
so with that being said, I have used turkey before, but my be knowing it was ground turkey, I think I looked at it a little bit differently. It's in the mind. See, my mind was like, "Oh, ground turkey." Mm-mm. So
How
I
can you look at ground turkey different, but not look at something like
ground
oxtails?
because I'm used
Like
to that.
oxtails, though, do you know that's like the butt
No, that's not the butt. That's a tail, and they cut it.
right after the butt?
It's a whole tail. Yeah, but it's so good, especially with
I
green.
like it. I like it too. I haven't had it in a long time, but I haven't had it since I known that it was an oxtail. And look, I never knew when I used to eat it. I guess when Grandma Bam made it that it was an oxtail, even though it's called an oxtail.
You would never that. Yeah, yeah. It's
Or
actually a
ham
tail.
hocks. What's ham hocks?
That's a part of the pork. That's part of pork. So, um, and don't forget, I like fat. I like fat. So a ham hock, the skin off of a ham hock is like my favorite part. But I haven't had a ham hock in years. And
Really? That's how the skin is on goat. It's like really fatty.
oh, goat.
Mhm.
Oh, I never would have guessed that. Because
Yeah.
it by me knowing uh Rosia, she said that a goat, you use goats when you want to, like if you have like uh grass that need clearing or something, you use a goat because they eat all of that. I never would have thought a goat was fatty at all.
Really? Oh wow. I'm sorry, just
She
sharing
said no,
some stuff.
it's lunch meat turkey. Yeah, and I could cut that up and put that in a salad. Well, no, let's be for real. Um,
What you mean?
I might turkey. That's going to be on the sandwich with cheese, maybe a piece of lettuce, maybe a tomato. But I don't know if I would put it in a salad. So
You
I don't
never
know.
had it like in a salad, like with eggs and
Mm-hmm.
you have had it in a
Salad,
salad.
salad
Huh?
called a chef salad.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've had it like that before. I haven't had no deli meat in a long time. I mean a long time. So I don't even remember what it tastes like. I remember when I used to come home from school, you used to always buy those little salami, in the like you get it from the deli part. It kind
Are
of looked like a big piece of pepperoni. And I used to cook it in a skillet for like 20 seconds and put it on some bread with some lettuce and mustard.
I would cook for 20 seconds that I would have bought as paranoid as I am. You would have
It's deli meat. It's salami.
oh
Who
salami, talking about
who
salami.
said?
Gosh.
Tell Tosh to come join us.
He said come join us. He said he in the comments, man.
I don't see him. I only see him about 5 comments ago.
She said
Um,
about 5 comments ago. They said you talking about regular salami, like hard salami.
no, because when I think of regular salami, I think of the one that was in that package that you open and it got them black things in it.
Was do they even sell that in it? That was the Kato salami by Oscar
Yeah,
Mayer.
not that salami.
Yeah, yeah, that's that salami with those little black peppercorns in it. I haven't seen that in years.
That's what I'm
But
saying. That's not the one I was talking about, though.
yeah, that's not the one we talking about either. We talking about hard salami. What salami you talking about?
I don't know what it's called. Maybe it was called hard salami.
Okay.
It was really thin
Yeah,
and it had them white specks all over it.
that's the fat part.
Oh, well, yeah, I used to like that.
Yeah, hard salami. I think that's what you're talking about. I hope that's what you're talking about.
Maybe. Um, let me see. Okay, so anybody got a word? Does anyone have a word that we're gonna go over and study the meaning of today?
You have my word from yesterday.
Oh yeah, right? Let me see. I don't know why. Oh, I wrote change.
Was mine changed?
It was change. Change, confinement, and thrifting.
Oh, okay. You could pick whichever one you want.
Okay then. Hey, Shada Breezy.
What's up, Shadow Breezy?
Destiny, that's fine. You don't have to. You could just come in and join on what we're talking about. It's going to be a little range. Like I said, you can mute yourself. You don't have to speak on every topic. Um. Okay, so let's go with confinement. I'm gonna go with confinement. Let me just get my pen out because I have been taking notes from each episode.
Yeah, confinement. That's not something for me. I don't want to be confined. I don't want to be strapped down. Why do I think being strapped down?
So that was gonna be my definition. Confinement. Confined sounds like being strapped down or like stuck.
Yeah, I don't want to be confined to anything. I'm a free spirit. I don't want to be confined.
Really. So
Yeah.
that's your definition too.
Yeah, I don't want to be strapped in. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be strong armed. Um, I don't want to be I don't want to be locked in no place like a tight space or a box.
So that reminds me. So one time, let's go back, cutie. One time I won tickets off the radio station to go to the Stateville's haunted house. Those tickets was like 50, 60 some dollar a ticket.
Yeah,
Me, you, Shalisa, and was it her brother?
it was somebody else.
We went to the Stateville's haunted house, and if you guys don't know mom is so friendly and got to talk to everybody, and so she talking to the people like, my name Tinker, this my first time at a haunted house and stuff, and they all looking at her with their mask on, just doing weird stuff, and she just still conversing with them. And so we get in the haunted house, and I don't know if you ever been to Stateville Haunted House, but it is like you're very much confined walking through like a path. And so she gets in and they start, I guess, and she told them her name, they start saying, Tinker, whispering her name, and she started panicking. Then the first person jumped out. Then she saw it was no way out. She started panicking. She had to go out through the emergency exit. I definitely remember that. That was so funny. Good thing we ain't pay for them tickets, because I would have made you stay in there and get that $60 worth.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
SK Hendo says confinement don't gotta be bad because you can confine yourself to things to help you out too. Ooh,
Oh,
I like that.
that is powerful. And then you know what? That is so true. That is so true. I think that's something that helps me too because yeah, see, confinement, it doesn't have to, yeah, so I think I need to explore my words because that helped me actually.
Okay then. Chilling with Breeze said I'll be on with y'all shortly. Okay, we will see you when you come in. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Tosh, SK Hendo gave us his definition. You gave us yours. I gave mine. So now I'm gonna go into confined definition. It is. Do you think it's a verb, a noun? You think
uh it's a verb. It's
it is a verb.
okay.
Um, Confined. to keep or restrict someone or something within certain limits or space, quantity, or time.
Mm.
That is the first definition.
Okay.
Um, Similar, restrain or forbid someone from leaving, be unable to leave bed, home, or wheelchair because of illness or disability. And last one, to remain in the bed for a period before, during, and after the birth of a child. Oh, really? I
Uh,
wouldn't. I wouldn't have put that with that. Like they went very specific right there.
yeah, I don't know why they did that, but but that could be for an example, like after surgery or something, because you are limited on what you can do, like having a uh a cesarean, you're not able to really cough afterwards. Or sneeze or anything like that. So you are sort of limited on what you can do. So with the word confinement, with that definition that you gave us, and I will ask you to repeat those again, I want to be able to look at that from a different perspective too.
What's that, Mama? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Definition of confinement.
You want to be able to do what?
Look at that from a different perspective. So hold on, I'm gonna get a piece of paper and I'm gonna try to find some different words. Hold on.
Because like Tar said, it doesn't have to be like I guess something bad. So maybe if you're confined to hmm actually like the last one, remain in the bed for a period of time during and after birth, that sounds great to me.
You get your
Let
rest.
me be confined all the way. I'm okay. So I guess if I have to look at that from a positive aspect, that's the one that will fit for me. Or let me be I don't mind being confined in the house.
You know what? I don't either. Especially with so much that's going on out there in the world, I do appreciate being in my space more. But I don't look at that as being confined. I look at that as
And
being in my space.
okay, because now when I'm looking at it, it says confined to be unable to leave. So I guess it would be different if I was unable to leave, like you just stuck. Like it's a difference from being unable. No, not right now. A little. It's a difference from being unable to leave and just not wanting to leave.
Yeah.
So and that actually brings me to like I remember the days when I used to have to drop Chris off at work if I wanted to have the car since we only had one car. But and I might not have nowhere that I wanted to go, but when I knew I didn't have the car, oh, that was such a bad feeling to feel like you just can't leave even if you wanted to. Oh, no, that's a difference. So I think, it's a difference from being unable to because like they said, illness or disability or because you're restrained or because you're being forbidden. So with confinement, is it like because restrain, forbid, unable, those are all
Challenge words.
challenge words.
So what positive, how can we change that around? Because confinement doesn't have to be bad. It could help with stability. It could help with consistency.
For
It,
example, if someone may be like um has like maybe if someone just like you said had a surgery and they need to heal and they're being confined to the bed. Maybe if they weren't confined, they would be up doing a lot of stuff and overworking themselves and things like that. and then they won't heal like they need to. Or for the example of the mom, and after birth, if she's getting up doing too much before she should, then she cannot have a proper healing. So I guess in those cases, you could look at it in a positive way, because you need to be confined for a moment.
Yeah, I just don't know why they use birth though, because it could be any type of surgery. It doesn't have to be like that.
Right, right. SK says when people say confined, you usually think of like jail or punishment. You definitely, and like I say, we're seeing restrain is underlined, forbid is underlined, unable. Like I can see why people would think of like a punishment or just something not so good.
So with that, I don't want to look at that word as a negative word because it's not. It shouldn't
It
have a.
just depends.
It depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a
Right,
good.
right. Let me see. Um, so okay, yeah. I was just about to look up something, but it's okay. Yeah, that was a good word, mother.
But
SK says,
word,
huh?
bodybuilders confine themselves to gym. Yep, to the gym because they want to. They want to. And see, that helps with consistency. That helps with self improvement. That helps with growth. That helps with change. I like that.
And
Bodybuilders.
so some synonyms for confined: captive, imprisoned, arrested, jailed, captured, interned, kidnapped. Wait, so maybe confinement is just what it's supposed to be. Like, I mean, because we going for words and their meanings. We trying to get to words and their meanings and not the emotions we get behind them, but the words for really what they mean.
And I guess it depends on how you use the word and when you use the word.
That that matters. That matters.
Confinement could be like this. So, for example, I said that with me having to, not having to, but with me being able to see the doctor and understanding that some stuff is off and some levels are higher than what they need to be or what they should be. I have changed. I'm trying to change the way I intake food and different things into my body. So like eliminating the gummy bears and stuff like that. So that means that could be a form of confinement.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to better myself by not putting those things in my body. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Rappers confine themselves
Okay.
because they got to get the work done. That's right. That's right. I appreciate that. Thank you for helping me look at it from a different perspective.
Yes. SK said, yeah, it sounds like confinement is just meant in the negative aspects. Definitely, especially with hearing the synonyms. You are held against your will. That's something else that makes you think of when you think of the word confinement. Okay. That was a good word. Good word, mother. What made you come up with that word?
That was yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, I have no idea. What were we talking? I couldn't tell you. And I don't. Are you sure that was my word?
Yeah, that was your word. That was your word, mother.
Okay. I don't know why. Well, it's fine because I needed to hear it. So
Okay, okay. And so, anybody else have a word that we want to go into a deeper meaning and understanding of? In the meantime, hello to the 3 people in here. Thanks for joining. Thank you, SK and Destiny and Shada Breezy and hello to Vinny Pots and Pants. I've never seen you in here before. Thanks for joining us. Um and so yeah, anybody else have a word before we go, or we just gonna choose our next word on our own?
Is it going to be one of your words? Because I don't know if I would have picked that word for mine today.
Really? I gave you the 3 options and you said it don't matter.
I don't remember that at all. I think you're saying that I'm over here distracted.
No, you said I gave you my words yesterday and I said okay, they were change, confinement, and thrifting. You said you didn't care which one we went with.
I would have picked thrifting, but that's fine. I appreciate you.
Didn't we talk about thrifting yesterday? No?
No, we only just said a little bit about it, but thrifting could. I like thrifting. But yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like
Well, no
I,
one. Yeah, oh, because we talked about the shell thing that you had.
mhm. I thrifted that.
You
I
thrifted
love
that.
Goodwills out here. Each Goodwill is different out here too. They're bigger than like some of the stores. Like you can find more people at Goodwills than you find at some stores. And I guess I'll be one of them.
Really?
When I get compliments on shoes or something that I wear, I'm like, oh, I thrifted this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Do you think, I know some people say like because I know I got a compliment on one of my bags and they was like, oh, that was so nice. And they said, I know those are expensive. And I'm like, no, I got this off Amazon for $7. And then the lady was like, you don't tell the price you paid? I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't really care. Do you care?
I don't care. Especially if I got it at a real good price. I'm proud of that. That's why I be like, when I like those shoes. You gotta, oh, thank you so much. I thrifted these. Like they couldn't have cost more than like $10 or something. They'd be bad too.
Really?
No, I don't think telling. Well, to me, telling the price of something, uh, I don't care about that at all. Well, see how
Really?
some people look at things differently.
Uh-huh. That, yes, right?
Yeah, so you don't mind telling the price of stuff, huh?
No, I don't mind, definitely, especially if I got it for a good price because I'm not a brand name person. Like I don't have to have brand name things. I know there was, there's something on social media where they like, if you buy a knockoff of something, like, that's really bad. You shouldn't participate or do things like that, like buy the knockoff or something, because I guess it's like you are supporting the knockoff versus the original, I guess. Yeah, I'm just not gonna put that much thought into it. And I don't even care to have a knockoff. Like if it's a real Michael's Kors or a knockoff Michael's Kors, either way it go, it gotta look nice. I don't want a Michael's Kors just because it's Michael Kors or something. Like I need it to be pretty. I need to like it. So whether it's brand name or not, then it really doesn't matter to me.
I don't think. Well, it definitely doesn't matter to me.
Some people only do name brand.
And that's their will. That's their choice, and I'm fine with that. I'm not that person. I don't even pay attention to stuff like that. If I did, I would never buy generic stuff from the store. I will buy generic stuff from the store. I am a rewards member. There's different places, restaurants, stores, gas stations, things like that. I am definitely a rewards member. If I'm going to spend money there and I could be rewarded for it, I'm going to take advantage of it. So that means I don't pay for a price for something. So with me, that's helping me save money. So that's good for me. So yeah, I don't and if I could buy something at a lesser amount of money, then I am.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And so if you guys shop at Jewel, Jewel has nice rewards. Like even today, I was able to take $10 off my stuff because I had some rewards saved up. And so
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say look into rewards, and just especially with how expensive food and stuff is now, and just
Good rewards program that I know, because like it'd be a lot of times if I go to Walgreens or something, and they'd say, "Well, you want to use your reward points," and it'll take money off of my price. I'm like, "Oh, I love this."
really.
Yeah, yeah.
Um Andriana says, I love rewards. Half my purse is just regular as can be. They be cute. I know, right? If you give me anything with some glitter on it, I'm gonna, man, I love me some glitter. I don't care. Yes, just regular, I'm fine. I'll shop. You know, some people like there's a trend going, or not a trend. There's something going around with some gym shoes from Walmart. They some shoes that I feel like people have to justify why they wear them because they're from Walmart. Because I guess you're not supposed to wear gym shoes from Walmart because some people are just act like they too good for or they just don't I mean, not say that some people just, I guess, don't prefer to wear things from Walmart. And so if they do get something, they
Let me,
kind of got to justify why they got it.
yeah.
Like I'm going to definitely get me some cute shirts or just some simple shirts. Maybe it's, I do not mind things like that.
Well, with the
I
reward, like at gas stations, if you're a rewards member, you can get discounts and stuff. I didn't know that part at a
I
gas.
haven't. Now that's one of the places we should all have some rewards in because we all get gas all the time. I
Mhm.
do think we have some well just cheaper gas if you get the car wash thing at
I
Delta
forgot.
Sonic.
That's Jefferson or
Huh?
that's on Larkin. No,
Yes.
Larkin on the yeah. If I'm coming off the highway, it's gonna be on my left. It's blue. It's the blue and red one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. Yeah, I remember Jolly. Yeah, I remember Jolly. Yeah. But yeah, so rewards, even like Starbucks, Panera Bread, McDonald's, all those places that we be going. Um, if they got rewards and we're gonna spend money anyway, we need to be rewarded for it.
I know, right? Adriana says I've noticed people only wear stuff from Walmart if it's trending. Yes, that's what I'm seeing. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw it on social media. Like I said, I don't mind shopping at Walmart. It does, quality does matter. And some stuff, maybe it's not meant for you to have forever. So like I'm not gonna expect to get a Walmart shirt that maybe not has the best quality and think I'm gonna have it for 3 years. Like maybe it was just a shirt that I might have, maybe it's only lasting me through my pregnancy or something. I don't know, but the quality does matter because you don't, like I said, unless you have expectations for it. And so, of course, you don't want to get a $3 shirt and think it's going to last you forever. And maybe if you don't wear it that much, it might last you a long time. But as long as you like it and it works for you, then hey.
And see the trendy stuff, I don't know if that's all I don't know if that's for me, but also as far as the quality of stuff, I have seen the commercials, um, and I'm some stuff like I'll take my some stuff I'll take to the cleaners and get done. Like my work clothes, I'll take those to the cleaners. Even the stuff I thrifted, I would take those to the cleaners and get done. I don't know if I would necessarily want to. Oh, hi, beautiful. I don't know if I would necessarily take a chance on washing those things myself. I will take them to the cleaners. Um, but also it could be the detergent we use. I heard Donnie. Oh, I feel like Grandma Bear. I'm not Downy. Is it Downy? It's supposed to help your threads and your clothes and the color and stuff last longer. So that could be something that people could look into as well when it comes to the lifetime of a something that you purchase that you don't feel that the quality may necessarily be there. Hold on, I got two cats down here. Hold on. No,
Okay, okay. Uh, which kitties is it?
Spitter and Hazel.
Oh, okay. Uh, okay. I just got my camera off for a second while I'm breastfeeding
What's
Y'all,
Legacy.
happening?
hey, y'all caught me eating.
What's happening?
Good evening.
How you
Good
doing?
evening. Good
I'm doing
evening.
fine. How you doing?
I'm good. What are you eating?
It's horrible. Rotel.
What is it?
Rotel.
Rotel. That's like a salsa?
No, you know it's all the bad stuff. The cheese, the Rotel. Yeah, that's the Rotel salsa. Yeah, they mix it in, so it's the Rotel dip.
Chips too?
Yeah, it's the Rotel dip. So it's with the cheese, the meat, and all that. So
Okay. Well, save me some.
yeah, y'all wasn't supposed to see that either.
Oh, well, you did good. You did good. It's
So
okay.
what, you just gonna sit there and let it get cold?
Yeah, it's I already let it get cold anyway. So
We are relaxing. You see mom making jewelry. I'm breastfeeding. Hey.
I ate most of it though. I'm
Oh,
about
for
done with
real?
it. You know,
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us. How's your day going?
it's going well. It's
Oh,
going
cool.
well.
I see the nice artwork behind you. You must be at the office.
Yes, ma'am. I was supposed to be
Oh,
on. I was trying to be at 7:30 on the head, but y'all know how it get for me.
oh, well, you did good. 8:05, pretty good.
hmm We
Well,
here.
that means it's 9:05 my time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So Dorsetta, you can't be selfish and just only think of us.
That's true. But
No, right?
I'm
Crazy
grateful
straight.
that I'm getting a chance to spend time. And while I'm on here, I'm also getting some jewelry done and everything. So that's cool.
Yeah, for real.
So look, but we've talked about a word, and I would like to get your opinion because I respect the way you view things and everything, and I listen to some of the things that you say, and I like how you go deep in conversations and stuff. What do you think about the word confinement?
Confinement. Confinement. It would be like being held to something or some place or in time where you don't want to be, or I don't want to say don't want to be, but kind of like against your will.
Do
That's
you think confinement could be looked at in a positive way at all?
yeah.
Like how? Give me an example.
Okay. It's a lot of okay. Just say like in the dominatrix world, right? You have certain people that like to be confined.
You never know what's gonna come out his mouth. OMG.
And
I
they
felt
love it.
like a
They love
rabbit
it there,
popped up.
huh?
I felt like a rabbit. My ears just popped up.
Man, that's the only place I can really. Oh no! If I think about it a little longer,
Good.
I don't. I think that's the only place like that people would choose to be there and
Mm.
actually, like enjoy it. Um, yeah,
So
because
that's your positive way of it.
they're positive. Yeah, that's a positive example, I would guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't think of no another one.
Okay.
SK Hendo said you could be confined, a rapper can be confined to a booth.
But
That would
that would
fit.
mean that would kind of come off like you have to be there. Like just say how some of these rappers allegedly be in bad contracts where they're forced to be there and, to fulfill a financial um, amount due or something. But they
Okay.
really don't want to be there. They probably want to quit, but they have to be there. So I still wouldn't think that would be because if
What if
I
make their art better?
what if it's to make your art better?
Yeah. Like what
Oh
if I know that if I'm in the studio, I'm gonna put this time in, I'm gonna put this work in, I'm gonna work on these lyrics, I'm gonna get this done.
yeah, I mean that could be a level of like self confinement. Um,
But I
but
think because confinement has the words like forbid or unable or restrain, it's that's why, like you just said, like, okay, it must be something financial, like they're forced to be there.
Yeah, that's what I get when I hear confined. It's like some level of force. Um, but I would say like just repeat what I said before. The only thing I can see a positive, the only area I can see where it could be positive at is for people who actually sign up for it and it turns
Okay.
them on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay, that was an example I would have never thought of.
yeah, yeah,
It gets what?
it gets crazy.
It,
Okay, you guys, if you could just keep it going 1 second while I take Legacy downstairs.
so I
Okay.
was looking at the word confinement and I was trying to see when it starts off with CO. What do you think about the beginning of the word? So it starts off with confinement. What do you think about the CON? Do you think that starts it off automatically with the negative undertone?
I would say yeah, cause that's what con is. Is like the opposite of pro. So I would say so, and that's why like literally when I hear confinement, like even the energy I get from it, even not knowing the definition, the actual definition of it, I still get something that you kind of don't like. It's like forceful. Or it's like the negative side thing. I ain't gonna say don't, but like if we're going positive, negative, I would put it over there because I can't picture a time where I could be confined to anything and I just enjoy being there or want to be there.
What about roller coaster rides?
Oh, that's a good one,
You are confined to the seat. Yeah, that'd be a yeah, yeah.
right?
You're confined to the seat
Mm-hmm.
Unless the
cause
roller
I signed
coaster,
up for that.
unless it stops upside down, then
But
you might not want to be there anymore because you
but
confined at that point. You're unable to move even if you wanted or needed to.
but
So I
that's
guess
like an
what I'm
extreme.
trying to say is because we're trying to find a positive in the word, but we're also trying to understand that words have meanings. And so if the definition of confined is restricted in area or volume, keep or restrict someone or something within certain limits, or restrain or forbid someone, is there a positive way to look at it?
I
Or
could
is that just
like for example, um, environments. Like if you're in an environment that's not so positive, you may need to confine yourself from that environment. Or like for example, if you want to start like me, so I think that could be like to help with restraining yourself or holding, maybe it can help hold yourself accountable for some stuff
okay?
because you're
Okay.
limiting yourself from just doing certain things if you want to see a change in areas.
But would that be confinement?
It, if I'm
That's
gonna
a
use
good.
a word, because I could find another word to use, but if I'm gonna use that word and try to find something positive out of that word, then I would say yes.
Oh, okay.
So I
Quick
get what
example.
you. Go ahead.
Um, Going on with what you were saying. I would say probably an example of that makes it good would be like just say a drug addict. They know if they go outside at this time or whatever it is, they gonna end up using drugs and they really don't want to. So they like in the movies, I have seen some drug addict has they have handcuffed themselves to something that can't move.
They're trying to
So
confine themselves to do better.
yeah, so that they won't go out and do the things that they don't want to do, basically.
Hmm. So that's a good thing. So
Yeah.
that word, so it may have. So I guess it depends on the situation and why we're being confined, maybe.
Yep.
Because if that's the case, then that's helping that person become a better person within themselves, and that shows restraint. So that's good. That shows restraint. That shows restraint. That shows strength. That shows change. That shows looking at things from a different perspective. That shows trying. That shows some commitment. That shows some stability. Um, that shows seeing a bigger picture. That shows them seeing themselves in a different manner.
Okay, that was a good example. Yeah, y'all both gave some good examples. I never even thought of what Brandon said with that word, and I didn't see too many good or positive, but I can see how you could, you know, look at it in a positive way, and not just a negative way. Um, but that is the first thing of what everyone I guess thinks of is just being stuck or confined.
Exactly.
Good word, mother.
For sure.
All right.
Okay then. I didn't pick any words. I should have, but I didn't. And so do we have any other words that we want to go into a deeper understanding of? Or do we got any topic?
Um.
This was an open panel, open discussion night. So a lot of times I feel like people have things that they may want to talk about, or maybe they want to hear someone talk or speak on them, but you just maybe don't have the platform or don't know where to go to hear the things you want to hear. Maybe you just want to hear us talk about it. So this is the opportunity to just get on and discuss anything that it is that you find important or you want to be or you want to converse about. But yeah, we were doing words and going into deeper meanings because, like we said before, words are important. And if you don't understand what the word really means, it can have an effect on a lot of things, including communication, just how you understand something, your beliefs and things like that. Maybe Wait, so this brings me to this. So y'all know how it was this whole dilemma and stuff, not dilemma, but just about the post about a wife and stuff, right? That I was, just on Facebook talking about. And so I was talking to one of my hair clients and I was asking her about it and she said, "Well, what's the definition of a wife?" So if someone are doing the things that a wife does, then it shouldn't really matter about the marriage license, blah blah blah. So I went to go look up the definition of a wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first one said a married woman considered in relation to her spouse. Guess what the second one say? A woman, especially an old or uneducated one.
Can you
Well,
I
reread that
was like,
again?
I don't know if I want to be a wife anymore.
and see, that's the whole thing with the words, because who gave that definition? And why do we have to agree to that definition of a wife? Who would say that's not? See, I don't look at a wife like that. What
That's
was
the dictionary, mother.
uneducated
That's,
and old? Well, can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing? I am not a wife.
I don't want to be a wife either after that one.
I
Hey,
don't
they got,
like that. Uneducated and old. Was it another? Was it
you
another
gotta.
one?
Hey, when you talk about marriage, that's a biblical word, right? So when them dictionaries get to going against it, you got to know who made that dictionary. The Democrats, the Democrat leaders. My bad.
You funny. Wow.
And see, that's what I was saying, because the words. So that's going to take me here, because the words in the dictionary are put there. Those words were created by somebody, and we all came into agreement with what those words mean. When we may not all agree with that word, because I don't think of a wife as an old, uneducated person. I would have never put that in there.
Well, I think that's why we're talking about words and that they have meanings, because a lot of times we have, like us right now, put an emotion behind it. Like we don't want to be an old and uneducated, if that's what a wife is. But I'm just saying that's what the definition is.
And that's what I'm
So,
saying. Made that definition up, and how did we all come into agreement with that definition?
We didn't all come. Hey, they made up them words, gave them words definitions.
I know,
We ain't
right?
had no vote on them.
No vote on it. I don't know about that one. Then I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a wife.
That was
That
really
they have to
interesting
be
to
a
me.
They
So
have to
what's
be
a
like a
husband? So
old
what's a husband?
definition,
What's a
huh?
husband then? I
If
That
want to
is
hear what
really
if that's a wife, I'm scared to see what a husband is.
that's
I
wait,
know,
we
right?
gonna see. What's a husband then? I want to hear this.
So a husband is a married man considered in relation to his spouse.
That was the same thing of a wife, right?
Yep. And the next one is a
Hmm.
verb, and it says use resources economically,
Take this.
conserve.
Oh, he's a conservative.
Is that what they said? Is that what they're saying?
It's that conserve. So
So that means, so say that again instead of that second part. Listen to these positive words. What was it? Resourceful. What was it?
Use resources economically, conserve.
Wow.
Wow. So they
they,
So
just
hey, that's a
see,
trick. They
but you
just trying to.
did the what do you call that word? The separation from a wife to a husband. Do you see how that? See, that's not right.
They see what they trying to do. They trying to make it sound all good for the man to go in there and get tricked.
To go in there,
Hey,
be,
going there is lovely. You see this great definition?
become resourceful, financially. So that means that so we're old and what was we old and unwise.
Educated, uneducated.
so they not trying to trick us into want to be wise, I guess.
Because they already tricked y'all with Disney Channel. They already got y'all. They like, hey, cause they figure, hey, fellas, y'all gonna read this, love being there. Cause you can't. Women know that ain't what it is. Ain't no wives out here old and uneducated.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's just really tripped out to see the difference in those two words, though. Especially when those two words, those two people are supposed to be in a unity. But that's already
Right.
vision right there, just by those two words in the definition in the dictionary. Wow.
You should see who gave that definition and when. I
So
bet it was a
so do we
feminist.
want husbands? Do we want husbands then? And then do husbands want wives?
Sound like we want husbands and husbands.
Want what?
I don't
Money,
know. They don't want wives. Money so they can be economically resourceful.
so you can take care of your family. You know.
Okay. Well, see, I like how you looked at it like that. I appreciate that, looking at it from a different perspective.
Uh huh. I
Okay,
got a word
okay.
too. I got a word too.
Okay, what's your word?
Nigga.
Is that Nigga?
Nigga.
So Nigga is like a figure of speech almost. That
What do
really
you
have a undertone like uh if you use it as Nigga, I don't think it's being used as a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So is that what your because we first say the word and then we all give what we think it means and then we'll go into the definition. So what do you think? What are you saying?
So when I hear it, um, it's usually around a group of friends or friend. Um, It's never in a negative way. Um, it's like we in agreement with something, like yeah, high five or something like that. It's not a negative undertone when I hear that one.
Oh, okay, so you saying if it has the ER on the end, then it switches over to negative for you.
Well, not that it switches over to negative for me. It depends on how it's said. If it's said with ER and it's real hard, like you know what they mean when it said that. So I don't know how to phrase that. Then I guess it means two different things. I guess it with the ER on it, it is something meant differently.
Okay. So to
What do you think?
me,
What do you think?
me,
Mm-hmm. Do you
um,
think the GA and the ER has a
I
difference?
do definitely think the GA makes a difference. However, you hear every race saying GA or ER. Like they're both being said. They're both being said by everyone. And I don't think too many people even look at it as a bad word like that anymore. I hear so many people that are not black say the word. And so it definitely doesn't have an impact on us like it used to. I was gonna say us because I don't think I've ever looked at the word like that. But yeah, I hear everyone say it. Everyone is open to say it now. It's what it feels like.
What
And
about you?
so, and to me, it just means like you said, like I don't not like I wouldn't say buddy, but like I don't know.
I'm just saying the word, the time that I've heard it, and how the environment and the people I've been with that said it. That's
You
what I've
said you said what?
the environment and the people I've been with. That's when they said it. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I heard it in a negative manner towards me before. So this was a few years ago. When I was at work and there was a disruption in the place of business that I was at, and nobody really handled the situation appropriately or properly. So I intervened. And when I intervened, I was called the ER word.
Oh,
Yeah.
What when
okay.
you said when you intervene and I'm saying the NGGA?
No, they said it as the ER. When she replied to me, she's like, this ER, yeah.
Oh,
And
Oh yeah.
the driver
Oh,
of the Uber, even he he wasn't, I don't know what nationality. I don't know what nationality he was, but he opened that car door. He's like, no, especially after he knew that I was just trying to help. I had to intervene because the other people who was in the situation did nothing to help the other team members. So me being the person I am, I'm going to step in as needed and when needed. And yeah, I was called the ER, and if it really ticked me off because what gave you that? What did you mean by that? First of all, do you know what that word even means? And that's not me.
did you said it ticked you off?
It did tick me off.
So that's what they that's what it was meant to do. I ain't gonna say that's what they mean by the word, but that's what it was meant to do. It was meant to touch you emotionally.
And she said it with all her heart.
So
yeah.
so it, if you just say if you can go back to that situation, would it tick you off again?
I didn't like being called it. Especially when the way it was meant for, because she meant to hurt me when she said it. And words do hurt. Words can have an effect on people. That's why I try to be mindful of the words that I do use. I don't know. I don't know now if I think it would still tick me off. I think it would have still ticked me off today. I think if the same situation, I think it would piss me off again because I
Okay.
was shocked. I was pissed off when she got finished, and she said it with. I mean, she said it so hard she was even spitting when she said, like, she said it
Oh
real hard.
God.
So
Yeah, yeah.
so
And
so let's
and then
stay here.
I was confined. in the place of business because I couldn't go out there because that sometime I might have run up on you.
So, so what does the word actually mean with the ER?
Well, to me, without me knowing the definition of the word itself, I think that the word is meant to hurt people. And I think that that word is meant to say beneath or belittled or not worthy or just a lot of negative undertones behind it,
So, look,
intentionally for a race of people. That's the whole thing. It's meant for one race of people. You don't hear that word being called to nobody else but one race of people. That should
so,
make us think
What
right
is it?
there. Why is it
so
only meant towards one race?
Taste it first
yeah, because it was given to the race to
to make sure it tastes fine.
So you want to so when you looking at the word, right? Do you think like you said it's meant like beneath? Do you think you was beneath that woman?
No, not at all. So why would it? So are you going to ask me why did I let it affect me the way it did?
Nah, I'm going down it so that in the future you could just look at it in a different way,
I appreciate
right?
that. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah.
because it's important that we don't, cause see, if somebody can control you, that makes you a slave.
Mm. And I don't want to be a slave to anything or anybody.
Exactly.
Slave to
So
anybody.
so some I get a kick out of it was like a couple years ago. It was epic. I think I told you about Dorsetta. I'm sure I did. But I get a kick out of it because I had got called the word by this lady. And it was in the parking lot at a grocery store. And I made sure I pulled back around and I said, "But guess what? You're a white nigger." Hey, when I say it shook her like she convulsed like and I was like yeah white nigger, and then it was this white old man, he was getting in his truck, he was looking, he looked over when she called me and he was shocked like, and then he seen me say it back, he just got back in his truck like I don't know what's going on. And I like that he did that because it's nothing going on here, sir, because these words won't affect me, right?
Mm.
Because when I'm looking at this lady, I'm looking like whatever you got going on, I got more going on. Like you don't even look. It's only the low vibrating people who even gonna try to use the word to attack you with it, right?
Hmm.
Because the thing is, y'all take this word, and this is not the first time y'all saying this word. Y'all can't wait for the moment to use this word. Who can't wait for the moment to hurt somebody?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then at that, you're catching people in a vulnerable state, right? Because to be affected by it, that means that like words do hurt. You don't view it correctly. So to me, it's just picking on the weak. You see
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Not saying you're weak in that way, but like that's who it's like a predator. They prey on prey. But as soon as you stand up and be like, they have no power. They just sink back into their little corner and go
But I
quiet.
have been inside of that building when she said it. But I appreciate what you're saying. But then that still takes you back to like, why is it only used for a certain race?
Cause
But then
it was
you
made
said
for us
you
though.
called her one of them. Look at how it affected her. She
Yeah.
really got because she no, you're not gonna call her that. She is so not that. So then why are we so why would we be that? Why would we
Because we still have emotion tied to it. They know that they still can control us with the word. When we get away from letting them control us with the word, they no longer use it on us. You
mm,
know, because they don't get a kick out of it. Like, even if you was just turn around and be like, so? Like what? And what? What's next? They don't have nothing else to say because that's supposed to be the final finale. It's like if you playing Mortal Kombat and they say final fatality and then they say nigger, you looking like what? I'm finna cut your head off. Like you just said a word. You know what I'm saying? Sticks and stones may
yeah.
break my bones, but words, you gotta words. They might hurt your feelings, and there's a lot of words that hurt people's feelings. But like we going over words, they have definitions, and then even the nigger word, like since I understood what it was, that it means ignorant. Like I can't think of nothing else but that definition. Even though like sometimes I might say it, but I still don't say it as much because I still hear the definition along with the word,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
So it's like once you get through these definitions, like what y'all do, that's why what y'all doing is great. Then you decide, am I that? Like the one with the ER, that mean I'm less than. Am I less than? Nah. Am I this, that? Nah. So when the word come, I can't be offended by it.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Okay.
And Dorcetta, do you have that word for the? Do you have the definition for that word?
I do. It is a contemptuous, did I say that right? Contemptuous term for a black or dark skinned person.
And
Well,
even
what is
addiction
contemptuous? Showing contempt or scornful.
is it meant more towards the dark skinned people?
It say black or dark skin. I know, right? So Brandon, you're not in this one, okay?
Hold on. Now I'm checking. I think I'm hearing the microphones.
I think she meant because you're not as dark as me.
Or me. No, he be.
Oh,
I
I got
tell
I
him.
got darker. I've been out working in the sun. I got darker.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, chocolate city. Go ahead. Do it.
Straight up. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
switch earphones.
So a contemptuous term for a black or dark skinned person. Well, it doesn't. Okay, because contemptuous means scornful. Okay, so yeah, I agree with what Brandon said. You definitely got to make sure you don't have that reaction to the word, because then the way they used it is that's how it's going to affect you. But hey, if you don't let it affect you like that, then
So that's some growth I gotta do. That's some growth I gotta do because the next time, if I should ever be called that word again, I don't want it to bother me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that because it bothered. And then I was confined in that building. I couldn't really get to her. And then all I was trying to do was help. I mean, all I was trying to do. And then the poor Uber driver, he felt so bad. He like, no. I don't know what nationality he was, but he knew you're not supposed to say that.
poor Uber driver, he like,
Yeah, he like
uh-oh.
He
supposed to
like I
say
didn't
that.
say nothing.
Look, lady, you're not supposed to say that.
Like why
Okay.
would you?
So
But
that was Brandon's word. So you came in with that word. You came in talking about the dominant. I don't even know how to say it, but yeah,
Dominate.
you came in full force, huh?
I
hey,
said that.
hey, the
Look,
first the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, yeah, let me say the second thing. Cause the first day I was like, yeah, I want to keep it PG. So we just gonna. It wasn't too bad, but it was the same situation, but it just wasn't. I think it's different when it's not a dominatrix type of
mm.
situation. So yeah, I had to keep it
Okay.
over there.
Just said, have you ever been called that word?
Ooh, I don't think so. I
So that's
do not think so. No, not from what I could remember.
that's your
Maybe by Grandma Bam. You know what? And that was so true because she said I did. I don't know, but she'd say it plenty of times. But she would say with the GA, like, "Nigga, did I?" So yeah, maybe by Grandma Bam, but that's about it.
but not the ER. But you haven't been called the ER before.
No, not the ER. Ooh, no. And I don't know. It probably wouldn't bother me. I'd probably be like, really, but I think I'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, Brandon, I
Maybe.
appreciate your feedback on how to handle that situation if I should ever be called that word again. And I appreciate the fact of you helping us look at it from a different perspective if we should be called that word. Because this message isn't just for me. This message could be for anybody who goes back and watch this because more than me will be called that word. And now
Exactly.
by saying what you said, that can help them if they're faced with that challenge on how to deal with it and how not to let it affect them. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep, yep. You welcome.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting word. Thanks for bringing that word to the table.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's no fear. There's no fear. There's no wrong or right word,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just
Okay.
Exactly.
a way to look at each word.
It's just our emotional ties to it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Okay, so do we have any more words? Do we want to try to go into a one topic or what y'all want to do?
What would you want for a word, Dorsetta? That was deep, Brandon. Who gonna come back after that word? What word would come back after that word?
Oh, none. They don't have nothing else to say. That's all. That's their beginning and their end. They think it's just gonna make you snap out. Like, nah, nah. You need more tools in your toolbox to play with me. You
And
know
you
what I'm
know what?
saying?
I don't know if I've ever called anybody a racist word.
Yeah.
You sure?
We,
Are you sure, Mama?
Think not in a hurtful way.
Okay, because I
But
just said your mom is the one who called me it, so I'm just checking.
and then look at the word that we just say towards them that we think is racist, right? We think calling a white person cracker is racist. A
and see,
lot of
I don't even see that's a bad. I don't even I've never used like who says cracker?
yeah, that's what people think they'll say something cracker, and you'll be like, that's a good thing for them.
Yeah, that's
Like,
nothing wrong with that. That's nothing
yeah,
wrong
Hold on.
with that. And so whoever has a dictionary, find that word that is an ER and scratch the shit out.
that's putting your emotions to it.
Oh,
Cause
okay.
it's still gonna be on the internet. It's still a word, right? So we just got detached from the emotion
Okay.
tied to that we had, cause it's like a trauma response. So
Hmm.
Because, and like you said, you had, a situation that you can specifically point out that didn't make you feel so good, that made you a little angry from it. So that's, and then with it being from slavery and stuff, then yes, that's just going to be the emotions that we tie to it. Which is why we're having this, the importance of words and understanding their meanings, because we don't want to tie our emotions behind words because it really can shape your beliefs and morals and things like that. So if you didn't know the true definition and you didn't, you are relating it to something, scornful or well, because that is what it is. But if you're putting more so your emotion behind it, then yes, it's really going to have an effect on you and your beliefs. So I do think that definitely not let the word be trigger us and just take it
Trigger.
for what it is.
That's another word. Trigger. We
Trigger,
do
which
have
we
trigger words in our vocabulary, but no, I'm
yes,
gonna do that differently because um yeah, now that I think back, she really did take me there. She took me there real fast as soon as she said. And it didn't just affect me, it affected the Uber person. It affected the people that I was trying to go and defend. It affected the people who was brought into the situation by being innocent people. And it didn't even affect the people who were just standing there not doing anything.
for sure.
right, right. I see, I see.
But it's over.
Okay. Um, so I want to ask this real quick. Mom, do you know who Megan Thee Stallion is?
A rapper, a lady rapper.
A lady rapper. Okay. If you could say three other words about her that just come to the top of your head without saying lady rapper, what would you say?
Pretty.
Pretty?
Um, she has a base. She has people that look up to her.
Okay.
Or it just needs to be words?
Yeah. Just
Uh,
three words.
I say powerful.
Powerful?
Mhm,
Ooh.
mhm.
Okay.
I would say powerful, pretty, powerful, and a force.
Pretty, powerful, and a force.
Mhm.
Now, if you said those three words and told me to just picture anybody, I definitely would not picture Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm definitely gonna have you go into that in 1 second.
Okay.
You said
That's
pretty,
I know
power.
her. That's only what I've seen of her. I
Do you
have
know any of her songs?
mm-mm.
You didn't
So
know nothing.
I might have heard them, but I wouldn't know them.
Okay. Okay. Do you know her dancing style?
Um, Provocative.
Okay. Provocative. It keeps them going.
I know that too.
Okay, brother. What about you? 3 words.
I would say masculine,
Masculine,
demonic,
demonic.
and whore.
Okay. And I would say, um, I would say provocative. Um, one of the twerk, because that's just one of the first things I think of. Um, and I would say influencer because I'm not gonna say why, but that's just my 3 words. And so we all gave 3 words, and they're very different. Especially your words versus Brandon words. So that just goes to show you how perspective can, play a major role in the way we see things.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked that because Megan Thee Stallion is performing at the Kamala Harris Atlanta rally. Did you hear that, Brandon?
I mean, if I would have guessed, it would have been her.
You
Cause
said you would have guessed that?
I would have guessed it because Cardi B would be her first choice, but Cardi kind of trying to separate herself from music a little bit.
Mhm.
So the next demonic person for the Democrats, uh, would be Meg.
Okay.
But
Um.
see, I don't know of her like that because I've only seen her on the commercial. She was wearing purple. Um, in that commercial, I knew her name. She looked pretty. I know a lot of people listen to her, and I know that she has an influence on people.
Okay. It definitely was a surprise to me. I would have never expected anyone from that sort of category, her, Cardi B, any female rapper who doesn't have a like she doesn't have a positive influence. She doesn't rap about good things.
I haven't heard her raps then.
But,
Yeah. And
but
so
what?
I want to picture that. And so I was just trying to get this understanding of like what is going on. We have, this woman running who's going to be a presidential candidate, and then we have this rapper who's like perform like you couldn't get anybody else.
Well, they
Like,
could have. They could have. So you have to look at the bigger picture behind the scenes. So
so
there's
what do you think the bigger picture is?
so if that's the case on who she is, because I don't know. Like I said, I only see her on a commercial. I've heard her name before. I know she's a rapper. I thought she was pretty. She had on purple. I know people listen to her. But if she has a negative undertone, you have to look at the bigger picture on that's just like everything that let me rephrase that. That's just like a lot of things that I see happening now that we would not have allowed before that we are allowing now. It's like we have lost as a people, not just black people or anything like that, but as a group of people, it's like we just settled. We just let them do whatever they want to do and make whatever laws they want to make, whatever rules they want to make. And now, if it's going to be beneficial to them, then they're going to use those people.
Yeah. 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 I want to go back, really to what type of person this is. I think if we pay attention to the people from the beginning, she haven't changed, Kamala. Um, because since the beginning, since she got in our face, her and Cardi B been BFFs. You know, and even with Joe Biden, like they choose to have meetings and like political meetings and shows with Cardi B, and first you're like, okay, this is like one of the more ignorant people of our culture in our population, but then also, um, uh, it's this is a person from a whole different country. You know, it's not a foundational Black American, but y'all putting her up there to represent us. You know, so it's like it's purposely done. So when we go into what's going on and who these people are, I think they showing you who they are. Because just say you may not have saw her videos, but we have, right? And when I say it's full, like they did she did one with uh, uh, doing the story of Adam and Eve, and she was the serpent, she was the spawn of the devil, you know, and and this is what she constantly put out. It's always snake. It's always something demonic.
And
So
see, with me only seeing her on that and if y'all see that commercial, please let me know. It's either workout commercial
yeah,
or
Nike commercial,
huh?
the Nike commercial.
I don't know if it's. I just know she had on purple. I'm not for sure, but see, that's the whole thing with. See, so for example, I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the music nowadays that's out. I don't listen to those things. Um, but I wouldn't have known that unless you guys brought it to my attention
Hmm. And
because I don't
that's
do it.
that means they're doing a great job at fooling you. And when we say what's going on here, that's what the Democrats have done, right? Just say they have time and time pushed the line. Just say with LBGT, all in our school with our kids. You know, junior high school, grade school. Like, look at the stuff. Like, just say the stuff that went on with the Paris Olympics. People can say it's in Paris, but um, the entertainment industry and Paris fashion, they're hand in hand, and the Democrats really run the entertainment industry, like Hollywood. So when it comes to like all that freaky stuff and the demonic stuff, it comes from them anyway. Like that's they people. You know, Kamala Harris just went on an interview with on the RuPaul show during the Olympics and stuff. Like she was on the RuPaul show, with drags and everything else. So it's like that's what they're pushing. That's what they're into. Everything that's antichrist.
Mhm. Mhm.
But see,
And
this is happening, and it's happening right before our eyes. That's the whole thing. It's happening right before our eyes. So that is something that I have noticed, and that's what I found out from watching social media. Is some of the changes and things that are happening right in front of our eyes, and it's like because they say it's okay, then that makes it okay, and it's like we have nothing to do, like we can't stop it. It's like where do we feel like we lost the power? Because if we look at other places don't allow this to happen. Other places don't allow certain things to be done on television. Other places don't allow certain songs to be played on the radio. Other places don't allow these things to happen, but we are allowing
mhm.
those things as a country, and there's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. It's a reason they're pushing certain things on certain races. It's a reason for that.
Mhm. Definitely an agenda, definitely depopulation. Um,
Fear.
And
yes.
I would say it's the ignorance because
Yeah.
we vote for this. You know, we vote for this. Like no matter what, like Meg's image, I don't care if I liked it. I don't care if I liked a lot about these people, right? That would make me not vote for her because I know Meg's image, like what you putting her in front of us for. You know, it's like, what are you trying to do? You want
Especially
the
if she's about to be the first, or not she's about to be, but it's possible that she could be the first female president. So
yeah.
we're going to have a lot of young women and
But
young girls looking up to her. So we have to be mindful in situations like this because you would think, she chose her to perform at the rally. I mean, if you're just a young girl or, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
and and that's the whole thing too. That's what I said. It's a reason behind some of the stuff that's happening, and it's like we as a country, it's like we're allowing this stuff. And I know that's why I said I don't even listen to the radio no more, because some of the songs that they're playing on here, there's no way we should be hearing some of these songs on the radio that we're listening to. So whoever approved all of this stuff, and then to say, well, I'm not going to vote because I don't have a good candidate, then what are we doing? And then
So
if we don't have good candidates, what do we do? What do we do?
so
Because somebody's going to win.
and this is the thing, right? When it's either or when it's either or, right? Um, I know you can choose sit out too, but if you're gonna vote, and it's between this person and this person, this is where I think the ignorance chooses this right here, what we were just talking about with Kamala, because we can sit right here and say, what do we do, right? Like people try to come at me about supporting who I support or whatnot. And I'm like, but they coming at me say, hey, he gonna put us back in slavery. He said he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. Putting me back in slavery don't trigger no emotion in me because I know ain't no putting me in slavery,
That's not going to
right?
happen. Right.
So it's like when people say such that, oh, he's gonna fix the election. He can't fix the election. Maybe you took it out of context and it's stuff like that. But when I say tell me about your candidate, because
Hmm.
right now you haven't said nothing about somebody who I'm supporting. 'Cause you seem like you just know everything about this person. Tell me about it. I'm telling you, I'm voting for my sons. I don't want LBGT in a school because who does this harass? LBGTers, they harass straight men because they got this thing of every man swings that way. And then somehow they're LBGT, but they don't want a LBGT man. They want a straight man. So who do they harass? Our boys. Who is the image put out of our boys, right? So if it's a negative just right there, it's a negative on my boys and want them to turn away from God and go that way. That's good enough for my ignorance to take the whole backseat and say they talking about Christian values.
I'm going
I'm
to take
going with the ones who talk about Christian values because that's what the other side is standing on. So if we want to fix it, we have to stop letting just say the Republican word have this negative impact on our emotions. Because when we hear Republican, it's naturally, oh, they racist. Um, where? Show me the proof. You
and
know,
and and racist, like you said, show me the proof. But so, for example, that's what I said, that with social media, something that I have noticed more of is that how openly they are showing things to people that you wouldn't have never. And I think now by them, it's like they're saying by it being okay, it's okay, y'all, and that's not the case. That's not the case. And if we're going to, because the first thing we should be trying to do, and that's why I feel the way I feel. The first thing we should be trying to do, first of all, is if we really, 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 really look at every single day that we're awake, every day that we're blessed to wake up. If we really took a deep look at that, Brandon, Dorcetta, we most of us have eyes, we have hands, we have lungs, we have a heart. Even animals have hearts and eyes and everything. So we didn't do this to ourselves. We didn't do this to ourselves. So there's something or somebody that has created all of us. He gave us all the human body. He gave us all that, whatever that is, that's what's happened. So if we're going to do anything, we should be trying to please that creator. We should be trying to please that creator. And some of the things that we are seeing happening is going against all of that. It's going against so much of that. It's going against so much of that. And that's why it's hard to see some of these things happening right before our eyes. And it's here, it's a lot done here where some of the stuff is not done in other countries.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so everybody's not like this. And everybody is not doing this. Everybody's not doing this. A lot of some places I said, well, no, we're not. No,
It's the
but it's what?
Western countries.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's worse in a few of them. But it's the Western civilization, and it's because we let the certain people that's in control of it.
That's why
Um,
we need something new. We need freshness. We need something. We need somebody who is God fearing, who wants to please God, who wants to and that's the whole thing. We want to please other people and do the right thing and all of that, but we should be trying to really, really enhance God's kingdom and put it the way He meant for it to be, and try to please Him and make Him proud of us. That's who we need to have running for us. That's who we need to have running for us, because this other stuff that's happening, that's not pleasing to Him at all. And that's the whole thing. He could say, you know what? Y'all break y'all promises all the time. Y'all done said y'all gonna do this, y'all gonna do that. And you know what? I said, you know what? No more. I'm not giving y'all no more chances. I'm just putting a stop to it all right now. But that hasn't happened yet. That hasn't happened yet. So as we all need to really, really wake up and realize that we have a chance. If He bless us to wake up, we have a chance to make a difference.
so in the area of politics, how would that like how would that difference look?
That difference will look like somebody who is wanting to live a life that is pleasing to their creator. That's somebody who we need to have in there. But then if we don't have that person in there, then what do people do? Not vote at all and just settle, or choose the better candidate? It may Nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect, and we're not going to ever have a perfect candidate. And some of the things that we think they're in control of, they're really not in control over everything. They have a group of people who has to make decisions for them collectively. So do we pick the better candidate, or do we settle and don't vote for anybody? I think we should all vote, because by us voting, that gives us a chance to make a difference.
Okay, yeah, I asked that because just say Trump, he's running on Christian values. He talking about bringing it back to a Christian state of things. Like, let's get a restart, let's reset it. You know, we need to come back to, to God. But a lot of people won't let what the Democrats push out, because they own like most of the news publications, and but so they spread everything, and they say these words, and people get so tied to these words that they don't even go look for the proof that these people are telling the truth. When this guy is telling y'all, hey, let's just one of the main things, let's get LBGT up out of these schools. That's predatory behavior, and they need to be locked up and on a sexual what is the list, the predator list, right?
Mhm.
And this is what he's pushing. And to me, that sounds like he's doing the work of God, even by speaking of it, right? But you have so many people who conflicted, right? They're conflicted. They don't know who God is because they took God out of school. So they don't really know who God is. So when he talks, when he speaks, they hear what he's saying, but then they listen to the little, you got the angel on his shoulder, you got God on his shoulder and the devil on his shoulder. They listen to the devil over there and say, hey, he's racist, because they know it triggers you. So then even that word and that emotion that's tied to it is so it's seated in so deep in some black people to where they can't get past it. They can't hear God over here. Hey, hey, come over here. You see what I'm saying? I'm not calling him God by a long shot, but I'm
I,
saying the values that he's pushing, right?
mhm.
Versus what they're pushing, because they're pushing the opposite.
And
They're
that's
pushing.
for. That's not what we're for. That's not what we're for at all. Because as for me and my whole house, we will serve the Lord. So that's all of us. And then that's the start to making a change to enhancing his kingdom. Because if we look at it, first of all, they can only be in office for so long. Secondly, they have to do things collectively. Thirdly, if that's well, firstly, if it's going to help us get back to what we're supposed to be doing, at least the right direction. Because while we're waiting for the right person to come along, somebody's being molded. We can have somebody else to come up behind him. But we have to start somewhere, and we should start on a positive if we want to make a difference. Because to let something else win over that, and that's that's not what we're here for. That's not, if we want to
Exactly.
see a change, we have to start somewhere. We can't settle. See, that's the whole thing. And I think if we don't vote, I think we're settling.
So, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. So, is it a bad thing that like I'm so lost? Like I'm don't really know all what Trump is for. I don't know all what Kamala is for. Like I'm just gonna be really honest. And so when I say that I'm not gonna vote, I don't feel like I'm settling because
Mm.
I don't
You
know
don't.
enough to give my vote to Kamala. I don't know enough to give my vote to Trump. So I don't feel like I'm settling because I
I,
could give my vote to Kamala because she's a woman and I don't know what she represents. That might not be the best thing. Or I could give my vote to Donald Trump because, he's trying to bring the Christian values and bring God back into school, but I don't know what else is behind his agenda. So I think where I'm at is I just have this thing to where I feel like whoever they want to win is gonna win no matter what the votes say. And if you are going to vote, just definitely make sure you vote, for your local. But when it comes to the presidential, I think I'm just a little lost. And I do think I'm choosing not to vote for either one because of that. So, but I don't feel like I'm settling.
and I apologize for that. So let me change that. Let me change that because that does sound um not what I meant. And so I do apologize for saying that
No, you
if
don't have to apologize,
it's
mother.
settling, I didn't mean it. What I mean is that because I don't even know about Kamala.
She
I
don't
really
have no policy.
haven't heard of her. I just know that when Biden was running, she was with him, but I really don't know anything about her. Trump, I have heard about. I've heard some of the negative things that he's been a part of. I heard some of the positive things. But I do feel that if I do, I don't know anything about Kamala. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that we're not going in the right direction as a country. I don't feel we're going in the right direction as a country. And I think that we have said either nothing or we said yes because we don't feel that we can make a difference. There's countries that don't agree with the things that their rulers do, and they like get them out of there.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think we the only country that can do it. We the only country that can overthrow the government if they're in the wrong, right? Meaning like constitutionally. Um, but I like to say when speaking of not voting for the reasons, I think the reason matter, right? The reason matter. Now, if you're really just like I'm gonna sit this out, you're making a conscious decision to sit it out. Fine, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, a sit out. If a black person sit out, that's like a vote for the Republican. Just keeping it honest, because we usually vote that way. So if they lose one, That just it helps. But but to not do it just because you don't know nothing about the person, we got 3 months, right? And that's enough time to really learn and make a conscious decision whether you're gonna sit out or whether you're gonna vote. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
like just say
I
just
appreciate that because we got resources that we could find out about the candidates. Go ahead,
yeah.
go ahead, Brandon.
So,
Go ahead. I
so just
appreciate that.
for sure. So just say like this is Trump's. He got the Agenda 47, right? Oh, wrong one. So just show you so you like kind of like see. It's too late. But it's called the Agenda 47. And he talk about like what he's on. I can't feel. But that's his policy. That's what he plan on doing. That's his plan. That's what he plan on doing. Huh?
I'm gonna definitely make sure I look at that because the last thing I heard was Project 2025. I have not heard anything about.
Yeah, he said that on. See, Trump said that don't have nothing to do with him. He said he don't know nothing about it, and he don't want to learn nothing about it. And the only people who talking about Project 2025 is Democrats. You never hear of a Republican speaking on it. But then even searching through 2025, I don't see. I've yet to find anything wrong. I know everybody said the Social Security. I haven't found the Social Security part where he said he gonna get rid of Social Security. You know what I'm saying? Now I see when he say he gonna take the illegal, he gonna stop allowing the illegal immigrants to pull from Social Security that American people have worked their whole life for. He's not gonna let them exhaust it. So when people say the negative, I'm reading through. I'm like, I haven't even saw nothing bad with that. But Trump say that's not his. And the first time we heard about it was when Biden said, "Hey, have y'all heard about 2025? It would destroy America. Look it up." And we like, I mean, we haven't. It's like, huh?
I was just going to say about the Social Security. If that should run out, that has nothing to do with Trump. That means that's already been in the works.
Exactly. They've been talking about this for years.
Right. That's already been in the works. So that has nothing to do with this one candidate who's running for office. That's already been there. So that goes back to me saying that some things they have no control over. It's done collectively. This has already been in the works. This has been talked about for years. And if you think about it, since the Social Security Act has started, all those people who has put into it, and we're still putting into it, how should it ever run out? That's because funds are not being used appropriately.
Exactly. They're sending them to everybody else. They're allowing other people to utilize them who don't deserve it. Right? This is what they're doing. So, the proper thing to do to kind of make it last would be bring back the American manufacturing companies that left the United States to go to other countries to operate because of the cheaper costs, right?
Because
That would be the way to get them back. Now you have the Democrats. They push for they steady want to hike the taxes up on these companies, and then you have regular everyday people who say, yeah, they shouldn't pay the same taxes as me because the Democrats say, look, there's no way they're bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars a year and they're paying the same taxes that you are as a regular citizen. They be like, yeah, you're right. They shouldn't pay the amount of taxes, but it's like, nah, right? Y'all money is not the same. So even if they pay a way lesser percentage than you, they're still paying way more in taxes than you. And then guess what? On top of it, they're creating jobs so that more people can pay taxes, and then more money can go into the Social Security account, right? For it to last. But here it is, we got one side that's steady saying they want to go up on it again. Hey, we got to raise the taxes on the rich. Tax the richest more. And it's like, damn, y'all already ran everybody away. We already we got warehouse jobs because we store the products that are from American companies overseas. So it's nothing but warehouse jobs, but manufacturing jobs pay more.
but they're not over.
But they're not over here.
Right.
So now in fixing that, if we got a person that's saying, hey, we're bringing them back, let's go with the person that's going to bring it back, because then that possibly saves Social Security, right? That gives more people higher skilled jobs. right? You got Kamala was in charge of the border. You got from anywhere from 15 to 20 million immigrants, illegal immigrants, here. And and they're pulling like you got Chicago. It is bankrupt in Chicago. It's bankrupt in New York. It's bankrupt in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Like you bankrupt. New York and Chicago is the two cities in America where black people, like real foundational black people, are into politics heavy. Like they doing the work for the people. But these two places under Democrat control are being bankrupted.
And that's why I said we need some new people in office. We need to stop just letting in. Well, you can't stop anybody from running, but we need to get some new people. So that's where we come in at. That's where we come in at. We can actually make a difference. We can actually make a difference. It starts with us. I mean, why not? Why not? We need something. We need somebody else. We need somebody else. We need somebody who wants to enhance God's kingdom. We need somebody who wants to do things right. We need somebody who wants to treat people the same way they want to be treated in office.
Yep.
Let me get to this comment real quick. Chris Hawkins says America is out of the Industrial Revolution phase, where you needed a big population of workers to run the factories. Now we're in the automated revolution where a bigger human population isn't needed. So they're not promoting a family dynamic anymore like they did with the baby boomer generation. Promiscuity, division of the gender, and LGBTQ is being pushed to lower the population. I think, I definitely said depopulation, that is a part of the agenda and why they're pushing it. He also says people are voting for a president, but don't even know what powers or duties the president has. What is the job of a president? Do you guys know the job of the president?
To receive information from a group of people and to present it to us.
I
Because
think
that one person is not in charge the way some of us may think. The president is not in charge. The president works for a group of people. It's a collective group. It's a group of people. It's not just that one person.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, the president do have like specific duties and jobs though.
But I don't feel that president. So, for example, that president has to be presented with a case. So let's just say a case or a cause. And then everybody has to come in agreement with it. And then he has to say yes or no. And he doesn't get to say yes or no on his own. It's the majority.
So
he
he
can
can
though.
veto it and pass it back down,
Mm-hmm.
but they can still be like, well, forget what you said and
Right.
sign it back in.
That's why I said the majority.
But can't no. See, the thing is, they can't say forget what you said and do anything, right? Now he can say forget what y'all talking about and do it as long as it don't go against the Constitution. As long as the Supreme Court can't make a case out of it, he can do it. Nobody else can, right? The president is the top. The thing is, when it comes to the group, when you walk in the White House, you have to know you got people like Joe Biden who've been there for 40, 50 years, and you're coming here for a possibility of 8 years. You're the new guy here, right? So you got these people, they're experts in their area. You got whoever over the military. They've been there forever, so they like, this is my military at the end of the day. But see, the president is the CEO of the largest business on this side of the world, right? They're the CEO. So the part of when you hire a new CEO, naturally a CEO comes in and fire everybody that was there before, because y'all not gonna tell me how to run it like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. We're gonna run it how I like how I want to run it, and that's like when Trump got into office last time. He was doing that, and everybody like you fired. He tried to fire everybody. That's wrong. No, that's what a CEO does. It's just the other side would make they would confuse you and make it seem as if what he's doing is wrong when he's a CEO, and he's a very important CEO because he run the biggest business in this country, which is the country, right? The White House. This is the largest business. The second largest businesses is the states. The third largest is the cities, right? Then it go down to us with our smaller businesses, right? But a CEO comes in and fire everybody in his office, and that's in any field, right? So he can, but it's about if you go in there and get rid of all the old people who think that they have seniority over you, all the
But
people
that's
that you
feel
can.
like we need a new group of people. That's why I said we need other people. We're getting the candidates, but we're not getting the candidates because if you look back over some of the years, um, we haven't really said that we had a good candidate in the most recent years. Oh,
I can though.
okay.
I can I literally think Trump was a great candidate for us. The first time I voted for him, second time, and this time I'm gonna vote for him. I really do honestly think because my first reason was mine is what he was talking about, right? Because people can lie, right? But I like the fact that he wasn't a politician and he haven't been in that area around the White House and all this for 40, 50 years to where he's finna come in with the same stuff. I knew
Okay.
he was gonna shake things up because he's not a politician. You
He's
know,
not a politician. He was a businessman before anything. And businessmen, um, just like anybody, nobody is 100% at all times. At all times. And that's why I know that I'm just ready for a change to happen. I know
yeah,
I'm ready for a change to happen.
yeah.
Um, have I voted? Yes, I voted. Um, will I continue to vote? Yeah. Do I think my vote makes a difference? Eventually it will. Will I
Okay.
see it in my lifetime? I don't know. But I know that it started when I started. That's how I'm looking at it. I made a difference when I started.
Yeah.
Quick question, real quick. Let's get a little lesson in here real quick. So, if there's a law that was brought to the president and he vetoes it and sends it back to the Congress, what happens then?
I mean, they can revise it and try it again, or
It's
they can go.
going to be done collectively.
The Congress, they can override it with two-third votes of both houses.
But see, when you go there, you always have a split house. I mean, a split. You like right now the Senate belongs to the Democrats. Is majority ruled by the Democrats, and then the House. Don't I think I'm getting this right now? The House is Republicans. So that's that checks and balance. So they can't just what I'm saying. They can't just do anything because a president is gonna make sure that one of those belong to them at least. You know.
Because, and that's why it's important, that's why some of the topics, when I was given topics, it said talk about this or talk about that. And I'm like, there's only certain things that I can speak on because even right now with what you said to me, I only know what I know about, the two-thirds and them if they can send it back or he can veto it, send it, then two-thirds they can override it. But if I listen to your response, I have nothing to say because I don't know if what you said is I mean, I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but
Yeah.
I don't know the laws or, the roles of the branches of the government, sadly. And you know what me and Chris was talking about? They teach us the roles and the branches of the government and the Constitution
In
all
sixth
the way
grade.
in sixth grade. Well, who cares about that back then? We couldn't even vote then. And they never teach you in school anymore after that.
Wow. That's something.
So, sixth grade, like,
That's
you
something.
know,
That is
But
so true. That
But
is so
we
so
can
true.
learn it now.
We can
That's why
learn
I
it.
said it starts with us.
Yeah, we can
Hmm.
learn and we can teach our kids because, like I say, cause it's simple. It's like when I said they can't just do nothing. Only the president can, cause the president have executive order. Like he can push something, and everybody just be mad. Like he can, if he decide to. Now, do you want to do it every time? No, but if it's something that you know that can really help, and they fighting against it to keep this government where it's at, just say it's on a downfall, like, and they want to stop, and it's that important. Yeah, they gonna push it through, right? The ones that care, but you gonna have people like who gonna make excuses like Barack Obama when he got out of office. Well, I just couldn't do nothing. You guys got to understand that it
Well,
has to
see,
go
that's
through
why I
this
said it's done
process and this
collectively.
process.
But that's
Huh?
why I said it's done collectively. That's why I said it's a group
No,
of
but
people.
what can I let me finish this real quick because
Hmm.
that's what I'm disbanding right now because Obama got out of office and said, "Well, I just couldn't do anything because it has to go through this and go through that." No, Trump came in there and he did executive order and he made the things happen that he wanted to happen. So that's an excuse. Obama told us I'm not just gonna do something for black people. The same thing that Kamala said, right? He said that. Don't go back on your word and try to pander to us. You already said that. If you wanted to get it done, you could have got it done and everybody else would have just been mad. The same way Trump did stuff and people was mad. You
Hmm.
got executive order. So, yes, that's the process, but they have executive order.
And you're right. And that's the whole thing. Some people don't know how to handle that executive order. That's just like people who, just an example, people who could be in management, um, they may need to delegate some things because they have additional responsibilities, but they don't want to delegate things. They don't want to delegate things, so they don't. And by them not doing that, they are not helping the company. They're not helping the company. So you have to have somebody who will go in and make changes and understand, hey, this is where we are. This is what I'm going to do, and change is happening. Change is happening. But if you don't have somebody who's going to go in there and make change and understand that change is going to happen, change is not comfortable for everybody, but change can be good. But if you don't have somebody that's willing to do that and take on that ownership and that responsibility, then we're not going to really get anywhere. We're going to hear the same things over and over again. Like, I couldn't do this, or I didn't do it, or I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it by myself. No, some stuff you can.
Hmm.
And today we have to understand that that stuff is an excuse. That's why I'm really pointing out because it was an excuse, and today we got to do better. We can't just fall in love with being finessed. Black people love to be finessed. We got to get over that.
What does that mean?
Get played on, like lied to, like getting tricked out of your spot. Like, hey, vote for them because they're black, and then they get in there and don't do nothing black but be black, looking,
And that's
you
people
know,
that's look.
looking.
Like, look,
Had to add that in there, looking.
look. Yeah.
Let me read this real quick. Chris
Okay.
says you're describing a dictatorship, bro. There's a balance of powers between the three branches of government where one branch governs the other. Congress can't impeach a president out of office.
Okay, so um as at America, right, in the Constitution, they gave the president executive order and the power to enforce it. So if you do if you're following by the Constitution, it can't be a dictatorship, right? A dictatorship will go against everything that the Constitution stands for, right? They gave them that option, and that option was put there for a reason because sometimes you have both sides, they're fighting against the right thing because they got their own agenda. Like it's two sides of the Republican Party, right? So you might have this one side, you might have this old side down there. A lot of them do control it up in there. You might have this old side who agree with the Democrats on this one. So the House and the Senate both agree that black people don't deserve reparations. But then you got this president like, yeah, they do, and they got all the numbers and stuff from Dr. Claude Anderson and all our other greats. And they're like, yeah, and they're like, no, don't give them nothing, no. And if he decide to do executive order and hand it out, and he explained to them, hey, why not? We're giving it to all these other countries, all these other religions, all these other races of people, the migrants, everything else. Why not give them theirs, right? We can say that's dictatorship, but that's the president's constitutional right. He has an option, and the option was put there for a reason.
Salima Muhammad says the whole thing is rigged, and that's where I think that's why I set it out. I think that's why I set it out. Because honestly, that's what I do believe, and I do believe that, if they want Trump to win, it doesn't matter what the numbers say. Trump will be in office. If they want Kamala to win, doesn't matter what the numbers will say. Kamala will win. That's just how I feel. And so, I do know that they do push the importance to vote in front of us. And so, hey, do your research on which candidate you feel is the best. Vote into one that, where the benefits outweigh the cons for you. Salima says our votes don't matter. That's why you got to get your own.
I really want to push back. I've heard people say that it's rigged, right? And it could be true. I'm not saying it's not true, or it is, right? My thing is, how exactly? Explain that to me.
I mean, I can't, like I said, it's just something simple. What I said, like, I just think if they want Trump to win, but the numbers might add up to Kamala winning, then there's Trump's still gonna win. Like, that's when I say rigged. Like, they make you think your vote is adding up or counts, but I just think that they already know right now who's gonna be the president, no matter what the numbers say. So that's just what I
So it's
feel.
like it's a
And before
theory.
you go on real quick, Mom, I know that it is 10:30 your time, but I do think that we're having a great conversation. So I'm not really don't want to end it, but this is how this open panel and discussion goes. Anyone can come in and out whenever. You do not have to be on the whole show. You could just come in and say what you want and you can leave out. So I do want to because I don't want you to think that you have to stay on because it's still on, and I know it's your bedtime. I know she didn't fall asleep, but yeah. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you hear me, Mother?
Can you hear me?
Okay, maybe she didn't hear me. Then for some reason, guys, I'm sorry
I
if
was
I
just
missed.
going to say that it is 10:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Florida. I'm still on. I'm just trying to get myself prepared for
That's
bedtime.
what.
But I appreciate the conversation, so I can still hear y'all. But I'm coming back, so just give me a minute. I
Okay.
know I gotta go to bed soon, but I'm just really enjoying this. So give me
Okay.
1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. And I wanted to say that the comments are not popping up on my phone, so I did have to go into Facebook to look at them. And so sorry if I had missed your previous comments. And I'm gonna turn my camera off, Brandon, real quick while I take care of Legacy, but my mic is still on. But Salima says that I'm sorry, let me load this. Salima says that it's like a pacifier. They already know who they want in office. They give us the chance to vote to make us feel better. It's like a pacifier for a baby. I agree, Salima. Chris says we should already know the electoral college actually picks the president. This is why presidents have won the popular vote but still lost the election.
Yeah. When we say picking the president, they already know who they want to be up in there. I don't think none of them wanted Trump to be up in there the first time. The Republicans didn't want him up in there, or the Democrats. So that kind of combats that theory. Cause
You say you
no,
don't think the Republican or the Democrats wanted Trump in?
they didn't. Um, they didn't at all. Neither one of them did.
Okay.
So, but he still won it the first time. Um, and then the second time when it was when he claimed that it was stolen, and he actually got proof because an independent organization did the count up in Georgia and found out that they had a lot of dead people voting. It was like in the thousands, and that's how he won Georgia over. I mean, that's how Biden won Georgia over. But he proved that they was playing with votes as far as the independent states. They're changing. They're like I said, they having dead people vote. You know, so now it has been proven to be rigged on that level as far as submitting votes, and then how the Democrats want to do it, like you don't need an ID to come vote. And it's like, nah, you need an ID. You need an American ID. We need to know that you're a citizen, and you're
Mhm.
not the same person going back and voting again 20 times for this one president. So we know that it get rigged in those ways. We know that for a fact, because it got proven like in court. Well, I think it was in front of the House. Um, it, it probably was in front of the House and the Senate. I don't know exactly. I forgot. It was in Georgia though, but it got proven. And when it comes like the electoral votes, I know a lot of people say that the electoral votes is what makes it rigged. I understand, but they don't just vote. They vote according to the popular vote they vote according to how many votes went towards this candidate versus this candidate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. This would definitely be a nice
Okay,
little lesson for when we start back homeschool. Or I mean, even now while the presidential race is going on,
okay.
because yes, I have to admit that I'm not very, I am ignorant to this.
So I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown. It's like okay, so each state has a certain number of electors, and it's based on how many people live there. Bigger states have more electors, and smaller states have less. So altogether, it's a certain amount of electoral votes, colleges. Um, Let me see. I can look it up real quick. I think it's like 500 and something. Um, okay, it's 536, 38, 538 in total, right?
Mhm.
So when people vote for the president, they're actually voting for a group of electors who will who promise to vote for a specific candidate, right?
Okay.
Um, and then you got in most cases, and most states, they give all of their electoral votes to a candidate who get the most votes. But like I say, they can be split up. Like just say if it's 50-50 in your state, they can be split up. But most of them give it all to them, to one who wins it, right?
Oh, really?
So just say if it's 60-40, the 60 would get all of it in certain states. That's what people say is rigged because they get to make that decision,
Mm.
right? Where they can do 60% of their electoral votes over here and then 40% over here. So that's where the issue come with the electoral votes, right? So um, that's really how it go. You know what I'm saying? So then they get counted up, and whoever get over half of it, they win. You know what I'm saying? So it a lot of people say it's rigged and they mention electoral votes. It's because you don't have a full understanding of it. And that might have been a good breakdown. I think it was. But it's our vote does matter, right? Now, like I say, no, it's not going to be however many people in the United States, yeah, they go towards this president. Nah, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's just too complicated of a system. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
yeah, I see where people hold the issue at where all the electoral go to this president, and if you did 60-40, they could have won, but hey, that's something that come with it, and we can talk about, we can complain about it, we can go to our state about it. Hey, it may change the next election, you know,
Hmm.
but our votes do count, like honestly, and cause like I'm gonna say right now, I watched Dr. Umar after one of the lives. I think either I was live or I was on DJ uh, um,
Yeah.
who Hamp, DJ Hamp, and I was watching it, Dr. Umar, because somebody had told me I should check it out, and I went and checked it out, and he had said something that was very important, right? He had said, "Look, I'm gonna tell black folks who don't stay in the black community, on the night of elections, y'all might want to make y'all way to the black community, because if they get this election to Kamala and she only been running for 3 months, right? This country might go into a civil war, and that right there, when him saying, I'm not saying he's the end all say be all or he know exactly what's going on, but that right there shows you just from him, he thinks the votes matter, because that would be, hey, y'all know dude finna win according to votes. So if she get it, it's stolen. And that's what the rest of America gonna think, that it got stolen. So somewhere, some people don't believe that the voting system is rigged. You know what I'm saying? I think we the only people that say that. And I think it's because we don't understand it.
Really?
Yeah, I think we just don't understand it, because I think it came from. I'm not for sure. That's why I say I think. If I had to take a guess, right, and I'm gonna ask myself, hey Breezy, take a guess. Okay, if I had to take a guess where that came from, I would say since we never got nothing in return for our vote, people say it don't matter. We don't get nothing in return for our vote anyways.
We haven't seen a difference.
You see what I'm saying? So our vote don't matter. You see what I'm saying? So if I had to take a guess, that's what I would guess to say it came from.
Really?
But we never demanded nothing with our vote until now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I think the pressure that we putting on the Democrats, I think it's working, because I do think we can get some from the other side before we get some from the Democrats, because the Democrats look at us as idiots who will give them something for nothing, because we've been doing it forever.
Well, I do also feel that um that the Republican Party are looked at like as a stronger party.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I think I've thought of that just by hearing other people over the years look at the Republican Party.
Yep.
And I do think the votes matter. Um, but I'm grateful that we're able to have the conversation and get the different point of views. But I'm really, really grateful that we all see that change needs to happen and change can happen with us.
Yep.
That
Yep.
is very true. I think that's a great message to fit that basically all that we just discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and during that discussion, Brandon said the word ignorant many of times, and I know that a lot of us, not I'm not gonna say a lot of us, I know sometimes people get triggered by that word ignorant. And so, since this was about words, I do want to switch over to ignorant real quick. And the
Yep.
definition, do you guys know the definition?
Not
Now,
knowing
no. Yep. That's what I was just gonna say. Exact words.
what you
Not
say,
knowing?
Brandon?
I said I would have said the same thing that you said, not knowing, not
Yeah, me
educated in a
too.
certain area.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, so
Yeah,
many.
I definitely I remember it was a few years ago I probably learned what it meant, but
It's
I definitely thought it was like a bad word. And it's another one of them words you have to know the meaning, and it's all
Hmm.
about your perspective. So, like I just said, I'm ignorant to this topic right now. Well, I do lack the knowledge or awareness in general, and I am uneducated about this topic. So, that shouldn't really be a triggering word if you lack knowledge in a topic, because that's just what the definition is. Now, if you don't think you lack knowledge in a certain topic, then you might be triggered by the word ignorant because you don't feel like you're ignorant. But it's not the word. It's just the fact that you might think that you know about that topic and you probably don't. But it is lacking the knowledge or awareness in general, uneducated or unsophisticated. It also means lacking knowledge, information, or awareness about a particular thing. And so,
that's why if we know better, we do better.
it's, exactly, I
Exactly.
say that all the time. When we know better,
We
we
come
do
out of
better.
ignorance. You didn't can
And
you've
can
been
I ask
delivered
a
from
question
ignorance.
right quick?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 10:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Florida. Do I look like a princess?
Yeah.
You do. Sleeping Beauty.
Thank you.
You over there prepared. I would have been asleep. As soon as I lay this head down, I'm knocked out.
No, I'm listening to you guys. And
Uh-huh.
Dorchetta, I like how you picked up that Brandon did use the word ignorant a lot. And the word ignorant can be looked at in a negative manner. It depends on how we take the word, but it's not a bad word. It's just saying that we don't know. And now when we know, we get to do better. But it's just not knowing. Um, I don't know if I will use the word uneducated, but that's in the definition of the word. But not knowing is just not knowing. Some things we weren't taught, some things we just don't know. But this is giving us a chance to learn and to grow.
Exactly.
So I don't think the word ignorant is a negative word. I just think it's how it could be perceived if we don't know the definition of the word and how we use the word.
And
I agree.
I think it matter with the context too, because while we may learn a definition, but we know we'll get, you have some people who use it as a what we call it, a name calling, like
Yeah.
in a name call,
It's
like, yo,
just
ignorant
ignorant stuff.
ass, you ignorant up, but it's
Yeah.
like, but it's just in
And
kind of like an
so
argument or something.
that's
And
why, and because the person who's using that word, well, I can't say with your ignorant self. They really don't know the word either. They really don't know the word, what the word mean either. To
yeah.
use that word in a sentence like that, I don't think they know what that word means either. But we have heard that word being used like that before.
Hmm.
Right. Which
Yeah.
means we need to be very mindful when speaking. Words are important. You can't just be throwing out words, and not using them correctly,
Yeah.
because it do make a difference.
Or putting your perception on other people, like, or your understanding on other people. If you read the room, if we're using the word and nobody's getting offended, don't be over there beating up your keyboard and getting offended. It's not, obviously it don't mean what you think it is. Think before you speak, think before you
Mm.
type. Just think, and because I do it a lot. Like, I got a power thesaurus on my phone. I got the power thesaurus, right? I go to that so much because even with normal words that we use every day,
Mhm.
I still, especially when I'm making music, I go back and make sure that I'm giving off the energy that I wanted to give off, right? So I use a word and I'll be like, I know how to use this word. I know what this word mean. If I had to sum it up, but then I go look at the exact definition. Okay, it's giving exactly what I wanted to give, right? So yeah, when I'm reading, I keep my power thesaurus open because I'm gonna look up the word. Even if I'm listening to audio book, I pause it. Let me look up this word, go back. Now I understand it better because we learned that at the base level. I think everybody have to remember, like, when it comes to what we call it, you got reading and then you got comprehending, right? So when it comes to comprehension, we have to understand that when we go back to the basic, you can't comprehend something that you don't understand.
Perfect.
So once this word pops in and you don't know the exact definition and you think you just skip past it, you just read for no reason. Read the definition and then go back at the start of that sentence or even that paragraph, whatever it is. Read it, go back. Now you get a better understanding. Now you retain it
You
better.
had it right the first time, understanding.
Yep,
Were you about to
understand it
say inner?
exactly. It was gonna be an accident, but it was coming out. But it was supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I definitely wasn't trying to say it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the level. That's the levels of comprehension, and we have to remember that we have to go back to that when it
I
comes
think
to
that's important what you said of going to look up the word, because when we were on, I don't know if it was the first or second episode, but when me and mom were talking, when she was talking about being on her phone, and then she realized a lot of time has passed, and maybe feel like she been on there too long. So while we do have this smartphone at the source of our hand, and it's usually within a couple inches away from us at all times,
yep,
we might as well make sure that we turning things like that around and using that in a positive way. So instead of just scrolling, like Brandon said, the moment you coming across a word you don't know or don't understand, then we should be looking it up. Don't just skip past it. Because we got the phone right here. We don't even have to go get to the library or downstairs to the bookshelf to get a dictionary anymore. You
exactly.
literally could pull it up within a couple of seconds
Yep,
um on your phone. So I think that that's important that we make sure that we start doing that.
yep, yep.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we went over a lot of great topics. Tell you the truth, I'm really not ready to get off, but I have no more topics at the top of my head unless you guys had any topics. And like I said, Mom, feel free to stay on and be Sleeping Beauty and join in, or feel free to leave the studio whenever you want to.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you guys.
Did you guys have any more topics or words?
I could go, but right now I'm on father duty too, so I'm gonna have to get back. But I definitely got a conversation for next time too, so we can get
Oh,
into it.
that'd be great. Well, I
Yeah,
thank both of you for joining in. We had a great conversation. We talked once again about words and their meanings. We went over the word confinement. So while it does have three different meanings, most of the meanings around makes you think of something negative. However, make sure we keep in the word and the meaning at the top, and that we know the word. However, you still can change your perspective of the word without changing the meaning of the word. For example, from Breezy, being confined in dominatrix, that might be a good thing for some people, or
yeah,
some people might be confined in jail, and that might not be a good thing for people.
exactly.
We also went over the word. What was our other word? Ignorant. You might lack the knowledge of something. You might be uneducated about a topic. Don't let the word trigger you. Just go ahead and get educated about the topic so you can no longer be ignorant to the topic. And
We went over nigga.
we went over we went over nigga. If you didn't hear, I said the only person that's ever called me a nigga was my grandmother. And that is okay. However, mom had some people call her with the ER, and she did not let it take her out of character, but she did let it trigger her, and she will no longer it trigger her, because that is not what she is. Or you could do what Breezy did, and you could call them a nigger back.
Hmm.
Either way it goes, always stay respectful. Be positive. Have a positive mental attitude, and every day try to learn something new.
I
Yep.
love that.
And I
I
second
love
all
that.
that. Let's
Cool.
learn something
Thank you
new.
guys for joining, and we will see y'all next time.
Yep.
Good
All
night.
right. Good night, y'all.
All
Good
right.
night.
I enjoyed y'all too.
Same
So
here,
Oh,
good
brother.
night to
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
All right. Peace
Night.
out.
Not protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert. To whack vibes that came first.
Peace in your mind, peace in your soul, peace in your home. Keeping it real enough to grow. That's how you know. You raising your vibration. That's how you know. Yeah, you raising your vibration.
Transfiguration, out of stagnation, she remembered who she was. That's a daily affirmation. Don't be mistaken, you're still evolving and amazing. Rebirth and genesis, just like a chrysalis. Journey in grace, protecting your space. Trust your intuition. In the liminal space, your ancestors been waiting. Your higher self been praying day by day. Keep raising your vibration.
Well, first of all, look, girl, you done made me sit up now.
You speechless? Why you speechless?
I just say because it's like I'm like with a celebrity couple right now. Like,
Oh my God. Get out of here, man. Get out.
Now protected, most respected and reflected. Yeah, I've been raising my vibration, healing the hurt, doing the work, never revert.